Alright, Wildfrost. This fucking game. It's a roguelike deck builder. It is beautiful. It's aesthetically almost perfect. One of the most like perfectly crafted games visually. It's incredibly smart and innovative in how it works, but it's also incredibly frustrating. I'll jump into run before I talk about it more because it's don't want to do too much talking on a static screen. I'm hoping. Oh no, I've only got access to one clan. Oh, I guess I barely played it on desktop. That's a bit of a shame, but we'll make do. So when you start around, I mean, right away the like bold, unusual decision starts because you choose a champion, like a main character, and in any other game, even if a game with randomized units, the leader would be like a named story character, right? And then might have some randomized units on your team. In this game, the leaders are randomized, and everything else is set in stone. So all the companions that join you along the way are pre-made characters, but the most important character is randomized at the start, and you get a choice of 3. You eventually unlock 3 different clans, which are like 3 different decks, sort of. Not really. And so normally at the start of a run, you actually have a choice of 9 different randomly generated leaders. And their names are generated, their appearances are generated. I won't get too much into what all these things mean because you need to see the game played a bit to understand what this means. This one seems really good to me. This is poison. High health, like low damage, but not terrible. This counter is kind of, the higher this is, the slower they are. 4 is quite good. 3 would be nicer, but 3 is as good as they get with leaders. 6 is as bad as they get with leaders, I think. I'm very happy with that. Being tough is very important for your leader, because if you lose your leader, you lose the game. That is one of the things that is brutal about this game, and I wish it wasn't the case. I think it's not the biggest problem, but it combos really badly with another thing this game does. I have a bit of a cough, so excuse me every now and then. So, I've placed my leader. You have this 3x2 grid. This side is our team, and this side is the enemy team. Every unit has this little counter, or pretty much everyone does. Anyone that's going to attack has this little counter. And every turn that's going to tick down. When it ticks down to 1, that means at the end of that turn it's going to attack. So I can already see like this penguin is going to hit me before I get a chance to hit it. In fact, everyone's going to hit me before I get a chance to hit them, which isn't great. But the strange thing is, the sort of unique thing, especially for a deck builder, for a card game, is that you'll notice there's no cost on these cards. Nothing has an energy cost. Every card you play takes a turn. Just by playing a card, all these things are going to tick down. So it's really interesting, and it leads to a bunch of fun stuff. I mean, I'm looking at this hand. These are all things I could just do to an enemy directly. This guy is a companion, and this guy's another type of companion. This guy has a counter on him. You can't see it very well, but he's going to tick down each turn. So it makes sense for me to play him first, because all the time he's in the field, he's going to be ticking down, and that's good for me. I'm basically getting sort of free damage every 3 turns. There is going to be a hit happening. I don't think I'm going to let Snoof get hit. Raywind, my leader, is the critical one to keep alive, but this is only 1 damage, and they've got 10 health, so I think they're going to be fine. I could also just freeze this guy. In fact, I think what I might do, I've got this scrappy sword, does 2 damage. He's only got 2 health, so I think I'm just going to kill him. This woodhead just blocks a hit. It doesn't do anything else. I've now got snow ready. Now, enemies attack before you, so the fact that I'm on 1 doesn't really help me here. I'm not going to get a chance to snow them. If I did snow them first, they wouldn't be able to attack, because snow freezes, counters, and reactions. Interesting. That's actually not the phrasing I remembered. Like the way I've internalized the rule is snow stops them attacking, which I think is also true. I don't think there's any way they can attack if they're snowed, but technically it freezes counters and reactions. We don't have any reactions in play at the moment. So this one's just going to be 1 damage. That's fine. I don't want this snow to hit, because that's going to freeze my counter for 2 turns. So on 2, I'm always ready to attack. It would delay me a lot. I could freeze him, which is just going to delay the inevitable. Once they attack, their counter just starts again at whatever their default counter value is. So freezing sort of pushes them back in the order, but sometimes it's better to let them attack because then their counter resets. I don't remember what his counter is. I wonder if I can find out. I'm going to try right-clicking him. I hope this doesn't... Yeah, okay. 1 out of 3. Okay, so he's normally 3. So he's pretty quick, actually. Freezing him is as good as resetting him. Because the other thing I can do is put my woodhead down to take the hit. I think I will put the woodhead down because that's... I might even put this guy up here. This is the tricky part of the game. This is one of the reasons it's brutal, is that there's no end turn button. As soon as I play this card, everything just ticks up and things happen. So if I play the wrong card, if I do something without fully thinking it through, the second I let go of my cursor, everything pops off and you can just lose the game in that second. And that is so brutal. And I find that it leads... Like, I've played this game a lot now. I mean, not like a lot, but it's just something I keep coming back to. I come back to it a lot more than I expected to, given that I have a lot of issues with it, and I find it basically every time I fail in this game, every run I don't win, I end saying, oh, fuck this fucking game. Like, it's always frustrating. It always feels so unfair. It always feels so, oh, you just didn't read this one little keyword on this one little guy, and you did this one move that you didn't know was going to have any consequence, and then everybody died. It's so volatile. So it's always sudden. And it has no persistent health bar, which I'll probably come back to that. But that means death is always sudden, because you're doing fine until you're absolutely destroyed. So I'm just thinking that I'm gonna place this guy here. So, before I release the cursor, I can sort of, see that this guy is going to block that hit, hopefully. But later on, there are a lot more complicated consequences to simulate in your head, and there is no preview here. What I really miss is Monster Train's preview. That's another roguelike deck builder where you have units that are going to do things, and it is absolutely immaculate about showing you exactly what the consequences will be before you commit your turn. Obviously, if you play Tactical Breach Wizards, you will know that is a big thing for me. So I really appreciate it here. But here I don't get a preview. I'm just going to hope this works out as I expect it to. And yeah, so they attacked us first. We attacked back. This guy snowed a blockhead, which didn't matter, a woodhead. And he got snowed himself. So now he's got 3 counter and 1 snow. It's going to be 4 turns before he attacks. If I just position him here, he's going to kill this one. Actually, I don't want to do that because he also poisons every enemy. So he's going to hit him anyway. And in fact, I might even be greedy. This 2 turns till enemies arrive, but I can also just click this bell and summon them early, which I think makes sense in this situation because I'm going to hit all enemies, so I'd rather hit 4 than 2. These guys, this little X thing, it means he's got, after 3 turns, it's going to trigger 3 times. So this is one of the things, like, generally I think this game is good with clarity of, like, everything is visually clear, the numbers are nice and big, the icons are nice and big. One little clarity thing does bother me is that this guy's going to attack 3 times. He's going to do 3 damage. But there's nothing anywhere near the attack indicator that says that. It's down here. And I know why they did that, because the text on the card is also going to trigger 3 times. Like, if this guy was going to trigger 3 times, he would gain... Actually, no. That is not a thing that triggers when he ticks down. If this guy was going to trigger 3 times, he would apply 2 snow 3 times. And so this multiplier does apply to the whole card, not just this thing. But especially if you're used to Monster Train, not seeing anything, I just see the 1 damage, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to take 1 damage. But actually, no, that would kill Snoof right now, because it's 3 damage, not 1. So there's a bunch of things like that just... It's not unfair, it's consistent. They have their own rule, and they stick to it. But it makes it so easy in the moment to just overlook that thing. In fact, if I'm mousing over this card, I can't see the frenzy indicator of the other one. So it's so easy to miss a little detail like that. So we're going to hit everything. That's good. This goblin is not really an enemy. We get money for hitting him. So you want to hit this guy as many times as possible without killing him. And he's going to escape when his thing ticks down. So he's a good one to snow, because snow doesn't do much damage. And I want to keep him around as long as possible. The 1 poison's really nice for him, because doing 1 damage is kind of close to optimal there. I might snow... So at this point, yeah, this is the strange thing. If cards don't cost any energy, when do you get new cards? If you never end your turn, if every card is a turn, when do you get new cards? The answer is there's this bell that ticks down. Until now, if I wanted to draw new cards, I would have to basically skip my turn to do it. I click this bell and it costs a turn. Now that... is it 6 cards? I'm I don't know what the bell counter was, but whatever it was, it ticks down each turn. Once it gets to 0, you see this little recycle icon. That means I can now click this for free, so I can get new cards without taking any time. None of these counters are going to tick down. I don't think I'm going to do it because I like that I've got a snow stick in my hand. I don't want to waste it. I'm going to freeze the goblin again. I get some money for hitting him, and he's static for a while longer. That did cost a turn, but now I'm probably going to draw new cards, which I can do for free, so no one attacks yet. And I'm going to want to do something about the situation because they're due to kill him. I don't want that to happen, so maybe I just sort of speculatively put him up there. Why don't I just move everyone out of the column? Out of the row. If there's no one in the row, they will attack the other row, if possible. So they're allowed to sort of divert that way. This might make sense, maybe 5 damage to my hero is better than getting this guy down to 1 health. But actually, there's something else I can do here. So this is the worst hit. Let's have the boss take the 2 damage. Sorry, it's not the worst hit. It's the lower damage hit, is what I was trying to say. So I could snow them myself, I suppose. But what I'm thinking about doing is the Sunrod. Sunrod ticks down and counted by 2. He's on 1, so if I tick him down by 2, he goes to like -1. But the important part is it's 0, so he attacks before the enemy, not afterwards. And I just kind of like that idea. That does 3 damage, whereas snowing them would only do 1. I can take that hit on this guy. So now they're due to attack again. Now I could snow them, maybe. I think that probably makes sense. It's 3 damage, it's just a hit I'd rather not take. And now my guys are due to attack before them, so that's really good. This guy's going to poison everybody. That's nice for the goblin. It means they will die, and actually they will die too. And in fact... No, sorry, they won't die. But I could make them die. So I don't want the goblin to die. If I hit these guys with 2 damage, they'll be on 1 health. The 1 poison will finish them off. And that's good because this game has a really nice finesse mechanic. So beyond just getting through the fight alive, the thing you can aim for is killing enemies in the same turn. The more enemies you kill in the same turn, the more gold you get. You get a combo bonus. So I'm going to reduce them down to 1. He's going to reduce them down to 1. And then 1 damage is going to hit everybody. And we get a combo bonus for that. I'm not good at the combo thing. When I watch streamers play it, they are getting in... Like, they'll intentionally not finish off enemies that are really a serious danger to them, just in the hope of getting like 4 at once. And that's really scary to me. So, a bunch of chump change here in terms of enemies, but each one we kill is going to give more damage to the boss. When we kill this boss, the fight ends. I don't know. I suppose I probably want to kill the one in front of him, because he's going to have to die for us to do any meaningful damage to this dude. So that might be a good first kill. I've got 1 turn before the redraw bell is free. When this is on 1, it's basically never worth clicking it, because it takes a turn to click it. It also takes a turn to play any of these cards. So if these cards are of any use at all, you might as well play them. I think I do just do this. This card can permanently, well, for the rest of the fight, increase my attack of one of my units. It's alright. I don't really end up playing it that often because it's a small long-term benefit and doesn't often make the difference. So there's 3 damage in total coming through here. I might just leave this as is. I'll draw new cards first and see. Everything is so bouncy, isn't it? Like, even as I move the cursor around and examine these cards, the whole frame is moving, the whole camera is moving. And when new cards draw in, they sort of like lurch in. If I look at my draw pile, there's only 1 in it, so you can't really tell. But is there nothing in my discard pile? My deck is really small. Yeah, there's a lot of great animation, is my point. Oh, let's look at my deck. Yeah, it's just beautifully animated. So, have I changed my mind? I could just kill one of them. It's making the boss tougher, but the boss can be frozen. Maybe I save my freezes for the boss and just kill all these little guys. Which do I care more about? My leader's still kind of fine for health, so I think I'm going to kill the top one. And now this guy's going to run away. I could freeze him, but like I say, I've intentionally let this boss get a bit scary. And with the plan of just freezing him a lot. So I think we're going to do that. Oh, he's going to freeze him. I mean, the more frost, the better. Or I could finish up these guys, because they're going to keep chipping away at me. They're on a very fast timer. Or you can just mouse over the timer itself and it tells you what their max is. I usually play on iPad and you can't do that there. How scary is this guy? We can only do 5 damage between our 2 guys. We've got to get quite a lot of damage done. I might just freeze him. I think this might be the safest thing. I can tank the penguins, but the big peng is an actual problem. So penguins are attacking. So am I. I could kill one of them now. I'm going to move myself up here so I attack one of them. I mean, if I wanted combos, I suppose I kill one with a sword and then my leader kills the other one. I still take 1 damage because the sword will kill before they attack, but I will attack after them. That would count as a combo. Maybe that's a good thing to do. Gets them both dead, and then I can just focus on freezing this guy. Because I've kind of got 2... I've got 2 actual snow sticks, and then I've got 2 other ways. I've got another way of freezing him, which is... This guy will do it naturally, but then there's also a card that will tick him down. So yeah, we freeze him again. I think this is safe now. I think that was the right thing to do, getting that extra cash. So yeah, I can just infinitely freeze him. In fact, we just kill him this turn, don't we? Okay, that's pretty easy. My leader's good. I would love to buff his 1 poison. If there are some charms. Maybe I will intentionally go get some charms. So, you know, you're choosing a path where you're doing Slay the Spire and stuff. This particular reward just gives you a single random charm. Oh, hey. That's interesting. I will pretend I'm going to equip it now. I probably won't. But you can add these to any card that it sort of makes sense for. And I wish the game was better at telling you... giving you some warning of that, because sometimes you do have to choose charms. Sometimes you get to buy charms. And you don't know which cards it's going to be valid for. There are some enemies that don't have a little sword icon on them. If they have a sword icon on them and it says 0, I would be able to buff their sword, buff their attack. But if they don't have a sword icon at all, you can't put this on them. It doesn't give them a sword. So there's little quirks like that there's no way to know until you, except by trial and error. Putting it on Snoof is quite tempting because he's got quite a fast timer. I can also put it on... It's very generous in terms of, like, this could be something I put on an instant card, or it could be something I put on a unit. Whereas Monster Train has a very strict delineation between things that go on cards, things that go on creatures, and things that go on spells. I could also just save it. I think I'm going to... There's other rewards on this track, right? Yeah, there's another card on this track. So I'm going to get this. This will be a choice of 3 cards. These are... So most of them are spells. This special pointy wooden frame is like somewhere in between a spell and a companion. It's basically like a companion, but it has a kind of passive benefit. And its health is measured in how many hits it can take, not how much damage it takes. Generally, it's just 1, and that means it just dies to anything. While active, add +3 to the allies in the row. This takes up a unit slot, and it's very fragile. I don't love that one. If we had allies who hit multiple times, that might be nice. But it doesn't do much for me. This I'm quite tempted by. 5 damage, it hits all undamaged enemies. Like, that's... When there are a load of undamaged enemies, that's huge. Like, our normal attack does 2 damage, and hits 1 enemy. Oh! And I could attach this to it. Then it's 7 damage to all undamaged enemies. I think I like this one. I don't know if I will put that on it yet. What I'm really interested in is Frozen Travelers. These ice things is where you get new companions, get a choice of 3. I don't understand this guy. He only does 1 damage. Barrage means he hits all targets in the row, as you can see. But he also hits the ally behind, which is a bad thing. He only does 1 damage, which is a bad thing. And so his upsides are his tough, and he hits quite often, but then hitting quite often isn't that great if you're going to hit one of my allies. Obviously, you can put him at the back, but it's awkward to work around that. And I just don't know what he's for. Like, what? I mean, I can buff him, I guess, but then he's hitting the ally even harder. It just seems like an awkward thing to get to work. This guy, when he's hit, he applies some armor to the ally behind. And this one, just while you have this unit on the field, anyone who kills an enemy gets 3 armor. So that's a nice passive thing. That's going to trigger a lot more often than this. And it's more armor, interestingly. The upside of this guy is he's quite tough, and he does more damage, so he's like someone you put in the front line to tank damage. Our leader is pretty tough. Snoof is completely tissue paper. I'm sort of inclined to get this guy. I could buff this guy's attack, maybe. I'm a big charm hoarder. I often don't apply a charm until I really see like a perfect time for it, because sometimes there is a perfect time for it. Like, there's a ally that attacks 3 times but does 0 damage. They have some other effect. And so putting this on them would take them from 0 damage to 6 damage. It would be insane. So I might hold off on this. If I was certain we're going to keep this guy in our roster, then I would probably buff them. Yeah, I'm going to hang on to it for now. So yeah, the main thing I want from this game is a preview as I plan to do something. After I tell you what card I want to play and where, I then want to see a preview of what the outcome will be. I don't need... Monster Train is like precise in what it tells you. I would be happy with just like an indicator on, skull on any units that are going to die, and just like maybe a warning on units that might that are going to take damage. I did realize there are some things in this game that do random damage. Like there's a property called aimless, which means it's going to hit a random target in the row, and of course previewing that gets trickier. Personally, I don't think those are of particularly great value, and if I was designing the game, I just wouldn't have random effects. But if you do want to have random effects, I think you could do the same thing with indicators. You just have to show, a possible death or whatever. Because all of the frustrating deaths are just like, I didn't even know that unit was in danger. I just had no idea they were going to get attacked, and they're just instantly dead, and the game is over. It's like so brutal. So this is quite nice right off the bat. I think there's nothing else I need to do right away. What would be cool is she's going to do damage to everyone. He'll be on 1 health. He'll be on 3 health. If we get him down to 1 health, then that works really nicely. I think that's the play. So hit everybody. This is going to hit now. I suppose actually we could just... We get the combo anyway by just killing both these guys. I don't think summoning more enemies helps us right now. We can only kill 2, and we're going to kill 1 of them. Enemy wave bell. Yes, it's just telling me I can summon the next wave early, which I will do. This guy, whenever anything is snowed, he gains 2 attack. This kind of stuff is where it gets tricksy. Like, this one's not too bad, but things like, if this guy was due to attack, you've got to think about, is he going to snow something before... You're planning this guy's going to do 1 damage, and that's fine, my guy can survive it, but then if something gets snowed before he does the damage, then he's going to do 2 damage when he attacks, and then that would kill him. Of course, our guys don't attack before them, but I've slipped up in both directions. Sometimes I've forgotten that something I do will affect this, and I've also forgotten that something I do won't affect it because it happens afterwards. And there are so many... Some of the best units, in fact, are reactive ones that like attack when you do something, and so that causes a lot of state change in between you playing a card and then the enemy attacking. So sometimes the enemy, they're not going to do no damage because they're debuffed right now, but then something else happens that triggers another unit that cleanses them, so that debuff is gone, so now they're doing like 4 times as much damage as you thought they were going to do, and it gets very messy. I think this one's a fairly high priority. I really want to get through to this guy because I hate barrage. It's not a huge problem right now for us, but I'd like to get on top of it. This one I don't mind too much. There's a debuff of 1 to your attack, but it's only for your next attack, so it's not permanent. We could even tick down Snoof so that we hit this guy twice. I think I like that. There's no particular synergy there, but it's just nice to make a lot of progress. I can redraw now. Do I want to snow anything? I might snow... Yeah, I should snow something. Just a question of whether it's the barrage guy or the goblin. Probably not this one. I think I'll snow the goblin. And I could even put the woodhead down. Woodhead taking that hit. Woodhead taking this hit would be a big deal. Maybe I don't just yet, though. I think I want to just get some damage done. Oh, I've got another companion to deploy, of course. Yeah, this one being debuffed would be no big deal. Yeah, I think I'll get them down, let them take this hit. I'm not particularly relying on their 1 damage. So this one is due to attack now. So Barrage would hit both of these guys. If I move someone up here, it only hits him. If I move all of them up here, he then can't target this row, so he targets this row and he hits all of them. So that's a little tricksy thing you've got to keep in mind. May make sense to do this if I'm going to let it attack, but am I going to let it attack? I'll try and set up a combo. I think like this guy could kill this guy, but maybe I'm going to try and set up something better. Although I suppose I do want to actually stop this. Sometimes you can get yourself in trouble. If I delay this by 2, these will tick down to 2, and then I think I've got 3 enemies attacking at once, which is not great. Might be better to take the hit. I could also buff Snoof instead. So he's doing 4, this guy will be on 3. There might be something there. Let's try that. So this guy definitely needs to die. He's going to do 2 damage, actually kind of 3 damage to their main target. So that would be a good one to take out him. I could then... This one's going to attack, but it's not going to do anything. That's slightly awkward because this guy won't die from the 1 damage. So I could attack them with this, kill them myself. Feels a little bit redundant. It's still a double kill. I don't think there's a way to get a triple kill. Because this guy would have to do 4 damage to him to do it. So I think that's probably best. I don't want to use a snow on someone who's going to die anyway. Nice to get some poison on the goblin. He's going to run next turn. I might freeze him if there's nothing more urgent to do. Just to get milk a little bit of money out of there. Yeah, it's my last play. Now this guy has a little snow shield on him. I really like the way they handle this actually. Rather than have bosses be immune to snow, if they don't want snow to be like overpowered against the boss, they have the snow shield, which means he can only have a maximum of 1 snow. So no matter how much snow you apply to him, he'll only ever be frozen for 1 turn. And that works really well because it means like if you go for a big snow strategy, you're not so punished. It's not like your whole strategy is invalid, you just suck. It's like it's going to help a bit, but it's not going to completely invalidate the boss. I like the idea of this guy killing that one, and we could kill the goblin maybe, because we can get at most 2 hits out of him, and so killing with 1 hit is probably as efficient. This is quite nice, but doesn't help us on this turn. I think, yeah, we kill the goblin. Nice, he gets some protection. Boss has some protection too. I wonder about... It's 3 in barrage, it's actually not too bad. I guess we want to do this first, don't we, before anyone else gets damaged. That's a very nice thing. I probably should have had her hit Bumbo. I'm fine with this, don't need to stop it. I could even actually put her down and put Woodhead up there, because she'll get protection from killing this guy. It's not a combo, but that means no one takes damage and we end up pretty healthy on protection. And from now on I could just have the boss take all the damage. I think I'd probably tick her down. Yeah. So, he's got 1 snow on him. I think there's no benefit to me snowing him now, because that's 1 snow won't increase. And on his turn it'll tick down to 0. I think I've been confused by that before, where I'm like, okay, well he got snowed last turn. Surely snowing him this turn will delay it further, even if there's only a maximum of 1. But actually no. He was snowed at the end of last turn, and so he is snowed for this turn, and I can't make him more snowed for this turn. I can't have that last any longer. I think we'll reroll. We've got 3 incoming on him, so I think we can just kill him with 2 damage. Yes, in fact, we've got 4 incoming on him, so easy. This is going alright so far, but I'm conscious of the fact that I don't have a killer synergy yet. And I definitely want to take the north route here because I really need more or better companions. I really want something to click together. There's a lot of stuff that procs off that armor. What's it called? Shell. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that uses that to great effect. This one, while I've got it, items are basically spell cards. This is quite nice. It's consumed, so you only use it once per battle, but I like the idea of buffing all 3 of these guys. All of my guys attack, and most of them are quite fast, so there's some mileage in that. This one, Spice, it's going to buff your next attack. By itself, it's not particularly exciting, but there are a lot of synergies with it. That's the problem with this one, is it doesn't really... It's not the basis of any major synergy. Oh, I just realized it's like a kind of fondue or something. Like there's lava, but I think there's a crackers around it. I don't want this one. Clunkers that you have to put down that have 1 health are a very fragile way to buff yourself. So the buff needs to be really good to make up for that. We just don't have the foundation for any kind of spice synergy. And by itself, this just adds 2 damage to 1 attack, which is pathetic. So I think it's going to be this. I could have skipped entirely, I suppose, but yeah, I definitely want this route. Ooh, okay, so yeah, if we'd taken the spice one, this would be a great choice. I like all of these, and I still could just look out for spice stuff in future. She is really good. So while she's alive, every time you hit an enemy with a spell, they get 1 second of Demonized. Demonized doubles the next damage they take. And that's any damage. You know, it can be attack, it can be damage they incur from like hitting a spiky guy, all kinds of things. And that's like hitting enemies with items you do all the time. So it's just most of the time enemies are taking double damage. It's crazy. She's also on a fast counter, so she kind of clicks with the Molten thing I just bought and fits with the team. Having them all do kind of the same thing might sound bad, but if there is something that buffs them all, then that's really nice. This guy, yeah, when he's hit, he sort of increases how much poison he's going to do when he eventually attacks, but he only attacks every 5 turns, which is pretty slow. But then he is a tank, and we don't have... Our team's very weak, but we do have that shell buff, and if we can kill a lot, we can kind of protect ourselves. It's probably not enough. Like, retaining this stuff is great. It means, yeah, when they attack, they don't lose it. But he only does 1 attack. He's on a 4 timer, which is not that fast. It's going to be quite a long time for that to really scale up and get good. I think it's going to be here. Oh, okay, here we go. This is another spice one. Definitely was a spice synergy to go, but you don't know that when you're offered the choice. I like this one a lot. It's going to hurt our own people. You hit a whole row of people, usually 3 people. They all take 2 damage, then they get 5 shell. So it's a net gain of 3 health for all 3 people. What I like about it is that health is not... It's not like healing, you know? If 3 healing to everybody is not that great because it only helps injured people. Whereas this can just keep stacking. You can just keep doing it. The only time this 2 damage is a problem is if the ally currently has 2 health. It would kill them before it gives them the shell, so that's not good. But yeah, I'm definitely taking this. Hopefully we can get some kind of shell synergy going on. Okay, ooh, lots of good stuff here. Damn, we've got 151 to spend. This is a charm dispenser, I just get a random charm. I don't like that most of the ways you get charms, you just get a random one, you just have to take it or leave it. Well, in fact you have to take it. Use it or don't use it. Because charms are so swingy. Like, there are some charms in this that I just think are absolutely useless. I just don't even put them on anything. It's just not worth having. And there are others that just, like, that one charm is going to completely, like, turbo drive your build and make it, like, unstoppable. And it's just random whether you get the good one or the bad one. And all you can do to mitigate that is just buy a lot of them, keep rolling the dice, which is not a fun way to go about it. But the charms themselves, I really like the flexibility they give you. The fact you can make some crazy combos. There's a lot of charms that are sort of designed to... They have safeguards to make them not totally exploitable, and then you find the one card that's like, but on this one, this would be absolutely devastating. I like this. 2 poison on everyone. Our boss gives people poison, so if we time that right, it will stack nicely. Poison works the same way as it does in Slay the Spire, where the counter is both the damage this turn and how long you've got left. Ticks down each turn. So because of that, 2+1 is more than the sum of its parts. They're going to take more damage for longer, so the total damage is significantly more. I like this in general. These are both really cheap too. I'm kind of tempted to just grab these. I do like this one too. Do we have anything that especially goes with it? Oh, our boss, actually. Yeah, her doing this twice is really good. I think we actually prioritize this. And then we don't have enough for a crown. A crown, you put it on a card, and then you get to play that card at the start of the fight before enemies even... Well, I think enemies are there, but basically turns are not ticking down. So they are both always in your hand at the start, and they're free to play, which is huge, obviously. But this early in a build, I don't have any like mega essentials that I need to be in play. So I prioritize the just getting good cards, and then once I've got those good cards, I'll want crowns to figure out what goes first. It may be smartest to always prioritize these, but it's kind of boring. I like this. I do have a good amount of snow, don't I? I've got these two and him. But I may cycle Snoof out. Like, he's so weak. Like, vulnerable. And using these with Demona, hitting enemies with cards is really good, because it also makes them vulnerable. I think I get this. 4 snow is a big deal. Might be over-focusing on it. I don't think I want this. It protects, like, a random ally and a random enemy. It's so debuffed. They obviously thought applying 1 block would be too big a deal. But the fact that you don't even choose what ally it goes on is so harsh. Do I have any decisions to make? I could put this on someone. I think this is a good shout. Or I put it on my boss, because I'm about to make my boss doubled. That's the answer, isn't it? So then they're doing 4 damage and 1 poison twice. So it might be a while before I draw that card that upgrades them. I probably should have explained that card a bit better. I didn't actually linger on the details. Oh, I hate this guy. Hits all enemies. And he's got snow protection, so he can't just freeze them out of it. Oh, this is lucky. Yeah, so this card, it adds 1 frenzy, and it increases your counter. So increasing and decreasing counters, you have to be a bit careful with the phrasing, because we have a card that counts down your counter. That is, you know, the timer is ticking down. This one increases the counter. That isn't ticking it up. That is changing the maximum. So this is 4 out of 4. It's changing the max value. So it does permanently make my leader slower for the rest of this battle, but each time they attack, they get double value, so obviously it's on balance, it's worth it. I just want to make sure that we get some hits in before this guy attacks. I don't want any 3 health enemies sitting around, 3 health allies sitting around. I think we put this guy down so that they can be ticking down. I think we just tank that hit. I don't have the time to bother with it. I really want this to happen. I would love that countdown card right now. We could do this right now before anyone gets damaged, so I think that's probably sensible. Now they're on a 2 count. I can hit them with the snow. That just sort of delays them 1 turn. I'm quite interested in doing this as well, because then my boss has 6 damage twice. And if we can accelerate them, if we draw that next turn, we can have him hit first. If he has 6 damage at that point, twice, that just kills this guy right away. That's probably worth the gamble. And although I've drawn both my snow sticks, I do have another snow card, so it might not be too late to snow him after doing this. Okay, this is exciting. Oh, I could have... Oh, I'm an idiot. It's fine, I can still snow him. I could have just snowed him there with the thing I've got. I've got this as well, so that actually... Is that better? Yeah, it's going to kill him, so it stops the damage. And so it counts down by 2. Obviously, he's only on 1. I believe the -1 does help you. I believe it'll go to 4 afterwards instead of going to 5 afterwards if I take him down. So this is better than the snow one. And the snow one gets worse each time you play it, so... Wow, that is a fast kill. And this other guy gets 2 poison, which is really nice. This guy, he starts with high damage, but it gets worse each time he's hit. Poison's going to hit him every turn, so that's really nice. Although he's actually going to attack right now, and he's doing 7 damage, which isn't great. He doesn't have Snow Shield, though, so I can snow him for 4. This one is going to apply some snow. I don't like that. I might let Shelly take it, because... Oh, it's annoying. I didn't get the shell bonus for killing an enemy, because technically that enemy didn't die. He kind of split into 2. No one can take 7 damage comfortably. We need to kill this guy. It's tempting to do 2 damage to him because he's got 1 poison, but poison hits you at the end of the turn, so he would still attack. So we have to freeze this guy. And I think Shelly should take this hit because I don't want my boss to get frozen. Yeah, so you can drag a companion back into your deck, and that's free to do. But of course you can't put them down until you draw them again, and even though when you do draw them again, it costs you a turn to put them down, so it is quite costly. This guy's aimless, so I can't guarantee which of these 2 he'll hit, except by moving one out of the way. Which I might do. They're going to attack. I suppose I want to kill this person more. They're on a 2 counter, and they freeze. That's horrible. Maybe I risk it, just to get more damage on this guy. And I could, if I deploy her up here, then there's a 1 in 3 chance that they hit the weak guy. I think that's got to be a good idea, because I'm going to need this demonize effect. I don't like him. There's a lot of stuff to be worrying about right now, and I don't have redraw already, so I don't have any freeze either, so we just have to take this damage. I can't see a way that we don't take it. I think we take it on Demona. We could spread it around, we could do this. So leader takes the... Oh no, leader gets frozen there, they both get frozen. Fuck. So Demona's just going to get triple frozen and take 3 damage, which is bad. If I could, I'd take out Snoof with an attack, but I think the best I can do is hit this one. They're not going to attack for 3 turns. It might make more sense for me to hit this one because I'm going to apply Demonize to them. And none of us are going to attack yet, but when they do, it would be great if we could just tear through. I mean, it's going to be my boss who attacks first. And they're going to attack twice, so they can kill this guy in 1 round anyway. Demonizing them doesn't necessarily help that much because the second they're killing in one of their 2 attacks. The next one go through to this guy, which sure, takes him out. That's nice. But he's only a 1 damage guy. I'm not too worried about him. It might make more sense to me to kill Winterworm so that's like this guy's actually scary when he ticks down. So I think we do this. Hope Demona lives. I think that worked out how I expected. But you never know. You've got to have such an accurate simulation in your head. Oh no, look, we've got the exact problem with Shellbow. I said it, the only time it's a problem is when they only have 2 health. I've got 2 guys on 2 health now. I wasn't thinking about that when I let that happen. So we can move them out of the way so they don't get even more seriously hurt by this guy. I will get some shell now for killing this guy. So it's just a question of what do I want to do? What's the next biggest threat? This guy's out of action now. He's going to die. I could... No, actually... yeah, I guess I could poison them both if I wanted to get them both killed this turn. But like I say, I'm not too worried about this guy. I'm really worried about this guy. I think maybe I poisoned these 2. That's the only direct damage I can do. I could deploy Snoof. It's quite nice to have another target for them to hit. Yeah, because these guys can't take a hit again. Woodhead will take 1 hit, but that doesn't do anything else. Yeah, it's poison these guys or deploy Snoof. I think I might deploy Snoof. I don't have any snow. Oh god, I forgot. This guy gets double attack. So the wild keyword, when they gain frenzy when other wild cards are killed. This is pretty bad. I don't have any way of slowing this guy down. It might have to be a case of just letting him kill my 2 least valuable units. And actually Snoof is Snoof more valuable than Demona? Getting that snow off is helpful. It's awkward because I'd really like Shelly to attack, but I mean, in a way, maybe it's even worth killing Snoof just to let Shelly attack. Snoof will attack next turn. Is there nothing I can do here? I can count someone down. I can count Snoof down. So that delays it 1 turn. And she would attack whoever I want. I think this person's timer is big, right? 1 out of 6, it is big. That's not good. Oh, Woodhead. Woodhead helps. Okay. I could let... who do I let die? Demona, I really like that perk, especially to get through this 14 health. I want to mess with these people. I will deploy Woodhead. That's obviously the right thing to do. I guess my boss can actually take the hit. Maybe no one dies. And do I want to take out this guy or start chipping away at this guy? I think start chipping this guy. I think this guy can just trigger every time and not cause us any major issues. I think this is fine. 6 twice. My boss can take 6. The boss is on 11 health. Alright. Oh god, more! Jesus Christ. Oh god, I can't really stop this guy. Because the only thing I've got that kill him is Shellbow, which would add armor to these guys. This one I don't really care about. You know, I could accelerate this guy, but it would freeze Bam, not Snoof. Snoof and Snoof is a bit of an overlap. Snoof is also horrible to say. What the hell do I do about Snoof? I think... Who did we let them freeze last time? Was it Demona? Yeah, Demona is worse than Shelly as a combatant. So I think we let them freeze her again. Poisoning all of these guys makes a lot of sense to me. We probably do want to freeze the boss as well. Just the damage alone is worth it. So then we do this. I mean, Shelly taking that is not ideal. Does this work? Demona will take damage but won't die. Boss will take a tiny amount of damage. All these guys. Snoof will die. Bam will take 5 damage. Oh, actually, that was perfect because now they take double damage from the Snoof attack. That is good. Okay. And I think my boss can just keep tanking this. I can actually kill the boss with this, and that just ends the game. I'd love to redraw. It feels like a long time since I've been able to redraw. I think... What if I tick my boss down? We could let Aimless hit that guy. Something weird happens here where at the end of the game, like, we can win now for sure. But we want to get the best combo we can. And some of that might depend on, you know, our units attacking or their units attacking us. And when the boss is defeated, the level is over. Do the other enemies stick around or do they run away? The answer to that question seems to change based on what is worse for me, Tom Francis. Like, whatever I'm hoping will happen, the opposite happens. Like, sometimes you want them to run away because they're going to hurt you. And I've had that kill my leader. I killed the boss, and the enemy stuck around and then killed my leader afterwards. And I'm like, what? The rest of the time you guys run away when the boss goes. And then other times I'm like, well, I'll kill the boss, and then my team will kill the rest, and I'll get this huge combo bonus. And on that occasion, the second the boss dies, everyone runs away. I think it's to do with, if I use this to trigger a unit, that is very different to my unit triggering naturally. It sort of happens on the card turn rather than on the unit turn. And I think if I trigger somebody to kill this guy now, the second he dies, everyone else runs away. But does this guy even get to do his second attack? I don't know. I wish it was just straight down the line. Like, none of the enemies run away. And you just get to play out the whole turn. And then only after everyone's done doing everything, the enemies run away. That's how I would rule it, because then that's just consistent across the board. I'm tempted to tick him down because he'll kill with the first hit. I think he'll kill the other one with the second hit. It would be nice to get a triple kill, I suppose. What else do I do with my turn, though? It's like, I have to just re-roll. I guess, actually, who else is going to fire next turn? So I will... if I re-roll, I can't manually fire this guy next turn. Awkward. Yeah, next turn only Shelly is going to attack. Which is not going to make a great combo. I don't have undamaged enemies. Do we have any of those? Only one. No, I think I just tick this guy down. I don't think I can do anything else better, and just hope it gets 2 kills. Oh, it will kill this guy too, because of the poison. Hopefully. Yeah, that time... Yeah, that is weird. So that time it waited till poison kicks in. Poison is the last thing that happens in turn. But there are definitely some things where the enemies run away first. Okay, so after defeating a major boss, you get a bunch of very cool potential rewards. I get to choose 2 of these. Crowns are always good. I'm probably going too fast. This one, draw a card each turn when the redraw bell is charged. I've never found that to be very useful. Once the redraw bell is charged, I can draw cards for free. So, like, okay, only once, but it draws a lot of cards. It seems better to me than waiting for cards to draw bit by bit. There are some uses in certain builds for that, but this one, I can attach this to a unit or a spell, and it will reduce swords by 2 and add barrage, which hits everyone on the row. So, I could do it on my boss, but actually, barrage on bosses is pretty bad because some enemies you don't want to hit. Some enemies will hit back and stuff like that. So, your boss hitting everybody, whether you like it or not, can be a real problem. It probably wouldn't let me add it to this. Because I feel like it sort of should, because in the game's language, this is a sword attack, right? This thing says hits all undamaged enemies. In my mind, that doesn't replace it being an attack. It's still an attack with 5 damage, right? So I should be able to add a thing to it that reduces that by 2 and makes it do barrage. Because what I'd like it to do is hit everyone in a row, whether they're damaged or not, and also hit all undamaged enemies. But I don't think that is what it does, because when I play this, I don't think you even target it. And it doesn't do 5 damage to someone, and then also do 5 damage to undamaged enemies. Although I suppose you wouldn't know if it was doing that. Crown, as explained, that just helps me set something up. I like that. Scrap Charm, just 1 extra wooden health on something that's wooden. So Woodhead's the only one we've got. It's not worth it. I will say the difference between 1 scrap and 2 scrap is enormous, because the fact that scrap doesn't care about the damage value is irrelevant when you have 1. Like, having 1 scrap is like having 1 health. You will die to every single hit that does damage. If you have 2, now you can take 1,000 damage hit and survive, which is not true of 2 health. But it's still just a crappy card. We don't want to buff it. +2 to all eligible items in your deck. So items, again, are spell cards. So that would be... I don't think we want this. Like, it's nice on Snow, it's nice on Scrappy Sword, it's great on Pom Bomb, but it's terrible on Shellbow, because this is something we're going to cast on our own people. It's good on that, and it's quite good on that, but Shellbow, I think, is going to be quite important for us. It wasn't in that last fight, but it can be. So, leader, health +6, I really like that. We've had to tank a lot with our leader, and leader survivability is just good in general. I think we take that. And I think we take the crown. I don't think either of these charms are particularly good. That is bad for reasons mentioned. We don't have any crowns yet, so that's probably the best thing. Okay. So this would be 2 items and a muncher that removes 2 cards from your deck. This is money, which is boring. This is a companion, which could be good. I'm not totally happy with our roster yet. Nothing really pops off. Our boss is getting really good, but no one particularly synergizes with our boss. So I'm tempted to go this way. The shop will have cards in it. The money we get from here will pay for one. I do like munchers, though. We've got a lot of junk in our deck. Maybe we get cards that synergize, that will make our people shine. Because we can get clunkers. These guys are items, so we might find those in chests. I feel like we're 1 good unit away, but then a choice of 3 units won't necessarily get us that. Shops are good too. I think it's the bottom row. I do want to chomp as soon as possible, but I still want to see this build come together. Aha. Okay. I, at first blush, like this guy. When he receives shell, when we shell him, he'll apply that much poison to a random enemy. And we have a thing that shells, right? So that does synergize. That's quite nice. And poison also synergizes with our boss a little bit. We would then have 3 different sources of poison, and poison stacks really well. This guy I've sort of neglected for a long time, and I used him in a recent run, and he was pretty good. The more damage he deals, the more snow he deals. I mean, he's straight up better than Snoof. I mean, he attacks a bit slower, but dealing more snow is really important, and he's tougher. I would happily replace Snoof with him, but I think this guy is possibly the sort of key to an actual build, maybe. I mean, he's not crazy good, but I'm a lot happier with him. We will have to replace somebody. You can only have 4 companions by default, so somebody's got to go, and maybe it is Snoof. The only thing is, he's got slightly more health. We are going to be shelling him a lot, so it's, you know, that's not free to do that, but it's worth doing it anyway, so he will end up tougher. I think we take him. And we ditch Snoof. I mean, I do recall on that last fight when I had to get somebody killed. When I had to get somebody snowed, it was one of these 2. But that's because these guys have passive buffs. I like passive buffs because you don't have to worry about the counters. This doesn't fit with anything in our deck especially, but it's just really good. And this I like for just general survivability. And oh yeah, hang on. He synergizes perfectly with Fulbert. When Fulbert kills someone, he'll get some shell, and that'll poison people. And I think poison, you know, after you've applied it, when it ticks down, I think he still gets credit for that kill. I think I've seen that happen. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. So this is starting to be a thing. Now some stuff is tying together. And we would love to see some more shell cards. Okay. If we'd gone spice, we'd have no shortage of stuff, would we? But spices, I don't know. With this shell build that we're going for, that protects us and it deals damage. The spice only ever really deals damage, and it doesn't sort of naturally magnify. I really like Berry Blade, just does a bunch of damage and heals somebody. It actually, even though we're relying on shell for protection, the way we give people shell hurts them. So we're going to have a lot of injured people. They'll generally only be injured for 2, but it's still nice to heal them. 173, so we can buy quite a lot. We can buy a crown, a charm, and Berry Blade. None of these other cards interest me that much. I don't like the requirement there, and 8 damage is good, but it's not sort of a game changer. Actually, it is a game changer if they're already demonized. Then it's 16 damage, so that's pretty huge. Oh, actually, same goes for Berry Blade, though. We can get 8 damage out of that when people are demonized. I think we buy Charm first, just see what we get here. Because it could be something that works really well with one of these cards. Restore 3 on kill, I love that. That actually gives me an idea. Because we're definitely going to put Shell on Fulbert. I'm sort of inclined to put Shell on these 3 guys where possible. And our leader's already tough, so it doesn't need it as much. And if we put 3 on kill on them, basically whoever gets this, you don't really want to be putting shell on them, because if they're taking damage to shell instead of health, then the healing isn't doing them any good. Our leader is going to kill a lot, because she's really good, and she has a lot of health, so there's a big buffer for her to lose health and then regain it. I really like that. We just got 1 crown, haven't we? Probably, yeah, I'm going to get Berry Blade, and I'm going to get the crown, and that'll be it. We got lucky there, I think. Actually, let me just... I think the next thing is the fight, right? I'm going straight to the fight from here. Yeah. I'd like to do this at the last possible moment, but I'm pretty sure it's the right call. And we're going to put a crown on this buff thing, because that's really nice for us, for our leader. Who gets the other crown? I think maybe her, so that the first time we attack, we get some shell from it. I know I just said I was going to mostly have her take health damage, but it's always good, isn't it? And whoever else shows up can be... Maybe Fulbert. You can, you know, just put a snow, give a crown to this so that you can always disable something early on. That can be nice. I won't do this because I won't have... You have to play it before you draw the rest of your cards, and I'll only have 1 unit down, or at most 2. Same with Molten Dip. You want to wait till you've got a full roster out. So I think it should be a unit. Maybe even Demona, actually. No, I think Shelly's good. I think building up that you know, this is a benefit that lasts. So we want to get that started as soon as possible. Jab, Jote. Some of the names are great. When hit, apply Demonize to the attacker. So let's do this first. That's such a nice start. Doesn't matter where you position them when you first deploy them, because you can reposition them for free. Deploying takes a turn, but repositioning doesn't. That's another thing that would be nice. Another reason I would like a confirm step after I make a play is that when you're learning the game, you keep getting tripped up by, like, you do something that you think isn't going to take a turn, but it does take a turn, and then you do something that you think is going to take a turn, but it doesn't. If there's a confirm step when you're going to take a turn, then you would know every time you did something safe, it would just work. Hits all damage enemies. Now I kind of wish I did put Demona first, because that would also demonize everybody, which would be super cool. Ticking down my leader is a pretty strong first move. There's also like a school of thought that, like, in this situation, you just hit the redraw bell because you want to get your minions down early. And in fact, it'd be very likely I get Shellbow and one of these guys, which then I can start buffing them. I'm kind of talking myself into this. Hitting all of them for 5 damage is pretty strong, though. And ticking down my leader is pretty strong. Maybe I'll do those 2 things, then redraw. There's also an argument that I should poison now. No. They're going to attack really soon. I think it's okay, though, because it's just going to be 4 damage. I'll just take it all on my boss. I'm really going to be careful about reducing anyone down below 3 health, because I want to be able to shellbow them. So I took down my boss, and I just... Oh, I'm not taking damage yet, so it's going to be this first. That's still not that quick, is it? Oh, it is quite quick. Okay, so they do 4 damage, then all of this happens. She will do 4 twice. It's not gonna... It'd be interesting, actually. I don't think this... Oh, this could work. If we reduce this one by 1 health, now she would hit this one and then this one. It'd be really nice if I could buff their health, but just by 1. Oh, order-wise, I would like her to attack first so that this goes through. And then I could snow stick this one so that that's on 4, and then it's a double kill with my boss. Oh, it's going to be a double kill anyway because of the poison. The only problem is, yeah, I think as long as I clear, as I hurt this one, then that first blow kills it, the second blow goes through to this, the poison is going to take care of the rest of the damage. And then this person attacks. They are going to get hit by the Demon Eyes, I think. No, actually, I think this guy will still have poison, so actually they're going to waste their attack killing this person who's going to die anyway. I don't think there's a great solution to that. So reducing this person's health is the important thing. And I don't think it matters which thing I use here. Oh no, it does. Using snow is good because I save on health. Let's do this. Yeah, so that was a wasted hit, but it's fine. So now I've only got one thing left to do. Oh, I took no damage because I healed myself for killing. Huh. I didn't actually notice that happening when it happened. I think I'd probably just poison this guy. I could actually summon more enemies. Is that crazy? Just to get more value out of the poison? I think that is crazy. I think I want to get set up. But there's no reason to click this spell. I should cast a spell. This feels excessive for this guy. Actually, I'm a little bit worried about him. Yeah, maybe I'll freeze him. That thing ticking down each time you use it is not that big of a deal, I found. You don't cycle through your deck that many times. Okay. Who do I most want to give some damage to? I think this guy, right? Because when he kills, he'll gain shell, and shell turns into poison. So I think we deploy him first, and then I'm going to Molten Dip. This is quite nice. Oh no, our boss isn't ready, just Shelly. But still, this is going to launch some poison right away. Demona doesn't need to be down just yet. This one is going to attack next turn. I don't think there's anything I can do about that. I'll just have to manage who's affected by that barrage. So do I buff attack now? If I buff attack now, it affects this person immediately, which is good. Is that the person I want to get hit? No, not really. I mean, actually, it doesn't matter. Oh no, they do need to be all in the row, don't they? Yeah, I think I go here. Let's try and finish this one off because they're closer to attacking. So they are demonized. That's not great. Oh, that is going to be bad for the shell thing. It's going to affect that as well. So actually, if I get a chance to get this guy hit by... hit by something else. Like a one attack would be nice for them to take. To clear it. Did I have a terrible memory. Didn't I shell this guy? Where did the poison from that go? Did it go to this guy? How long ago was it that I shelled them? Oh, I haven't even drawn it, right? I haven't even drawn it. I was confused because these guys have 3 shell on them, but that's from them. It would be 5 shell if I'd done that. It was from their kills. It looked like I'd done a shell and somehow missed this guy. Alright. I can't freeze this guy. He's going to hit somebody. We could keep stacking the Demonize on this person and just not care about it. Just try and not get that person hit by anything else. That's probably smart. I think maybe we put down Demona now, because there's nothing particularly effective we can do with these stabbies. I mean, actually, if we stabby this guy... Ooh, yeah, I'm wrong. If I stab this guy... Oh no, we don't have Demona down yet, so it won't demonize him. Okay, so yeah, Demona needs to get down. Yeah, if there's going to be more of these... of course, he's... Oh, damn it. That's bad. That's bad. I need to clear that. I might let him take this hit. This would be 2 damage, then 1 damage, and then, of course, he'd be on 1 health, which is just as bad as him having demonized. Damn it. Demonize is going to be a big problem for us. It's going to mean Shellbow doesn't work. Let's just make sure our boss doesn't get it and Demona doesn't get it, and then we can just shell those 2. I really wanted to shell him, though. That was a big mistake letting... I don't know what I could have done, though, because he was going to attack. Both of the rows he can attack in, he would get that effect. And I can't even snow him, even if I was willing to do that. Nobody benefits from being hit, do they? So I think we just let the leader get hit here. I still can't redraw. But now I can demonize somebody. She's already gonna kill him in one hit. I could hit this one to demonize. He'd be on 8 health but take double damage. The 6 would then kill him. So that is good. That's a double kill. Ooh, I love that mass poisoning. It's so good. I'm not going to worry about the goblin. I'm actually like a little bit worried about this fight. The demonize is really... I said I wouldn't get it on my boss, and now I totally have. But they got so much health now. Even if I leave her in this row, she's still going to get demonized because this goblin's going to escape first, and then she'll default to attacking that row. But I can reroll now, at least. This one's going to apply demonize. We just let this happen, I think, because she's already got demonized. And in fact, she's going to get more from attacking this guy, which is funny. Is Shellbow still worth it on my boss? She'll take 4 damage, then gain 5 shell. So it's slightly worth it. But the other benefit of it is it clears the demonize. The demonize doesn't... You know, this 5 damage would be much worse with demonize on you. So that might be worth doing. Like, in terms of Shellbow, I think I want this to be the row. Actually, by the same logic, isn't it worth doing on her as well? Should take 4 damage, be down to 3 health, then gain 5 stuff, so she'd end up with 3 plus 5, and 1 less demonize, which is good. But I was kind of using her as the demonized dumping ground. I guess, yeah, there's also an argument for, like, do this now. Do Shellbow to them now, before she gets demonized, because she's about to, whether I like it or not. I don't really want both of them up here. But then this is going to kill Fulbert. So maybe Fulbert becomes the tank for demonize hint here. But I really want to shell him. But I suppose he'll shell naturally as he kills things. Yeah, I think this probably is a smart play. I'm assuming I'm going to play Shellbow. I think that does make sense. Like, I could stop that with a snow, but it's not that big a deal, really. Please say I've done the maths right. Okay, that's nice. This looked a lot more healthy. And that seemed like a decent amount of damage. Okay, so there's 5 hit now. My boss can take. This guy can attack because he's already demonized plenty. Berry Blade makes a lot of sense here, but it's a shame I can't use the heal, because if I put anyone else in the front slot, they'll have to take the 5 hit, which they're not ready to do. I could put Woodhead in the front slot, but that's instead of Berry Blade. Is that a good idea anyway, maybe? No, I think Berry Blade's good because Fulbert gets the kill. When Fulbert gets the kill, he gets shelled. When he shells, he poisons. And in fact, the poison would have to go to this one, and then we'll kill him. So that's a double kill. I think that's right. There's the kill, there's the poison, there's the double. This is going alright, given that it's pretty dicey with these demonizers. I've never worried about them that much before, but Shellbow build is pretty vulnerable to it. None of these are good. I think I just reroll. When snowed, apply demonize to all enemies. So yeah, that's not what I want to do with my life. I can poison him. I can also... Oh, this is quite a good one to do right now. We're not going to snow anyone, are we? Do we want to focus on this guy, or do we want to take out the minions? There is no bell now, so I think that means no more reinforcements, which I like. Doing this now demonizes everyone, so that's really good. So this is only 1 damage. I think we just focus on the boss. So I'm going to pom bomb everybody. They take 5 damage and get demonized. We can certainly kill this guy, but I actually think it's better to... Oh, I should have moved these guys the other way around because this one does more damage, so that's the one I wanted to double. This is 4 damage. I'm okay with it. This is 1. I'm wondering if I can use it to tick down his demon eyes. He'd certainly survive it, it just wouldn't get rid of all of it. I don't know, maybe he'd... what would he be on? He'd take 4 damage. So he'd be on 6 health total. Yeah, he can survive a shellbow at that point. This might be worth it. He is going to attack... Oh, he'll kill, and then he'll gain shellbow, and that'll poison someone. That's nice. My boss is going to attack. Boss can take this hit. This guy doesn't do anything special on attack. It's just 4 damage. What I want to do, I think, is probably poison these guys so that they get demonized, so that these hits count for more. I think that'll actually kill, because 6 doubled and then 6 is 18. This might be a triple kill. So actually, this guy getting hit is irrelevant, but it also is fine. I think he actually has the most health out of these guys. So yeah. Poison, I think. Unless, of course, everyone runs away, but who knows. Alright. Sweet. That was a pretty clean finish. So, I don't have to decide yet, but I'm liking the look of this lower route, because our deck is pretty good, and I just need the good cards to come up more. When hit, apply 4 poison to the attacker. I don't think that's that great, because it's only got 1 health, so it's just 1 time, 1 guy gets 4 poison. Okay, it blocks a hit too, but it doesn't seem that great to me. I'm not forgetting, this 10 snow is really nice. Like, obviously, if anyone's got snow shield, it's not great on them. But those who don't, there are sometimes powerful enemies that don't have it. And it just takes them out of the game, basically. Like 10 snow, you can just forget about them. This is like obviously a good thing to build up, but I just find it fiddly to place these and not get them killed. I think I take this. And I think it's going to be the low route. 2 charms would be nice. There's a lot of different ways charms can help us now. These guys have nothing on them. But I really want my good cards to come up soon. I have good cards to buff my guys. Ooh, I like this. Spice build continues. Although if we're mostly taking damage to shell, it's not that useful, is it? But I mean, health has been dirty the whole time. The real solution to that is to raise these caps here. Like, healing is not great on a 4 health dude. But little chip damage, it's really nice when an enemy's doing 1 damage to you like 3 times and you heal each one of them. I'm kind of tempted by this. It doesn't click with our build, but I think it's just generally good. I mean, at worst, it's a woodhead, right? It blocks to hit. There's this too, which just means more demonize on enemies, just kill them faster. Actually, maybe this is better, because if we're just killing more, obviously that's inherently good, and we also get shell for it. Yeah, maybe it's this. I think also taking nothing there would have been pretty valid. I want to get rid of woodhead and 1 scrappy sword, I guess. I'll keep all the snow. I think snow is just good. Do we want to change anything about crowns? On that particular fight, I did kind of regret not having Demona earlier. But I really like this. Actually, I wonder if Sunrod is a good idea. Getting this guy to trigger soon is... No, I think it is good to have companions. I wish I had another crown. I could get another crown by taking this one off, but... No, I think we just make do with it. We've reduced our deck a bit, so... Well, we've reduced the bad cards in our deck a bit. Okay, so this guy, after he attacks, he's going to eat and absorb a random ally. I sort of misread this as meaning it takes their health and their damage. It takes their effects as well. So if it absorbs this guy, he gets barrage, which we really don't want to happen. And in fact, it might be worth killing this guy as fast as possible to stop that from happening. I think Demona first, then Pom Bomb probably, so that Pom Bomb demonizes. And then maybe Berry Blade as well, because that probably would finish off Bigfoot. Big screen shake on that. Oh, I didn't realize he was attacking already. Jesus. It's so easy to miss things in this game. That's the... You know, if there had been a big red exclam on my guy, that would have been helpful right there. These guys just can do 3 damage. I can kill with Berry Blade here, and it'll heal my boss, so I want to do that. I think there's no reason to move these guys. Oh, the 2 should go before the 1. Just want to get him out of the way before this guy ticks down. This guy's on a very fast timer. Health and damage. I don't mind what he's doing right now. I wonder if I should hit him with this. Oh, I could delay him. Snowcake. He's not that scary. What I'm thinking about is hit him here. That does 4 damage. He's on 3. Then when I redraw, I can probably take out a 3 health enemy before this guy attacks. And then this guy is just a 3 damage dude, and that's kind of nothing. Demona is really good. It's crazy what value we're getting out of her. I already knew that, but it's remarkable. He's only a 3 damage guy this turn anyway, even if he does eat this guy. But yeah, obviously it's better to minimize his buffing. Yeah, I can take him out with just a 2 damage. Maybe it makes sense to poison? No, it doesn't, because he would eat before the poison takes effect, so it wouldn't have an effect on the second guy. The other thing, I'm about to attack. I could buff all our attacks, but actually it's be better to demonize this guy. That's the bigger value. Is it? If we demonize this guy, he takes 4 extra damage. If I do this, he also takes 4 extra damage. Interesting. I think that actually is the bigger value add. I think it's okay to let him eat this guy. He did get demonized. Is it because he ate the other guy? Did he eat the demonize? That's cool. I'm in favor of that. Oh, it's not often this game gives you a pleasant surprise. It's almost always like, oh, you didn't know this would fuck you over? Yeah, I want to get Fulbert down. Just a question of who are these guys attacking. She can get a kill there. We don't actually need to worry about this guy at all, but these grumbles... I think the barrage guy is actually the biggest deal. Getting Fulbert down would be nice, but if I poison these 2, it also demonizes them, and that becomes a real big hit. I think we're going to do that, then I'll do Fulbert. That's a kill. That's very nice. Okay, 2 coming in from either side, but it's not barrage or anything. Not too scary. Maybe this is when we drop Fulbert. I don't want to drop too many health points, but until we get Shellbow, we just need to get everybody down. And now, I think Sunrod on my boss is probably the play here. That's going to be real spectacular when it goes off. In fact, it's going off right now. I didn't quite do that maths right. Some factions, every faction has a version of the Sunrod, but it's different. And the other ones all only do 1 tick down, not 2. So I sometimes forget that this one is more powerful. Okay, everyone's attacking or running away, but it's only 2 health again. These guys are so squishy that it really makes me want to find a way to kill them, because this is going to be terrible. No, it's not. We got 3 attacks. I guess I want this guy to get a kill if possible. With 1 damage, it's a bit hard to see how that's going to happen. But let's see. Who's the other person who's going to take damage, I suppose? Not Fulbert. Maybe Fulbert, actually. Because I'm definitely going to Shellbow him. I think I Shellbow all of these guys. Because I can't Shellbow the boss and minions, because whoever takes this other hit, I want to Shellbow them. They're in more urgent need. This is just 2 damage, doesn't matter. She's going to be fine. She's going to get the steady income of shell from the kills she gets. Having this down actually would... No, that doesn't help us this time, because like we've got plenty of killing power. I think the shell bow is the important part. Okay, that's a combo. And we've got spare time before the guys show up, so that's good. I'm going to put this down. I wouldn't mind buffing Fullbutt's attack. He's not going to get many kills as it stands. Whoa. Okay. Okay, nothing too scary happening yet. I don't like this guy. He gains teeth. Teeth deal damage to attackers. The shitty thing about it is there's not really anything you can do about it. There isn't, like, snowing them doesn't get rid of it. There's another effect in the game called oil, which can get rid of keywords, but it doesn't get rid of teeth. And so you're just going to take the damage. Hitting them with spells is the best you can do, but that's such a slow road to killing anything. Oh, I would love that pom bomb right now. That is in my draw pile. That would be really nice. Demonize everybody. I have to play 2 cards before I can redraw if I don't do it, so I think I just redraw. Didn't get it. Okay. Well, I mean, this is nice. Jesus. These guys are pretty spicy. They hit fast. And I can also have my boss attack first. What's my strategy here? Are we going to try and take out minions or just go straight for the boss? Having a whole bunch of dudes attacking, I mean, these are the only significant ones, I suppose, but this guy will be demonized by the time we take our turn. But I think taking down my boss is the play. I think she's fine. I sort of want her there to take that hit. This person's kind of irrelevant because we just don't need to hit them. We don't have any barrage. The boss will die before we get to them and that will end the game. She has 4 health missing, so Berry Blade would be nice for her at some point. I'm just trying to figure out where I want her. 6 damage twice is real good. I'm wondering if we do... Oh, actually I don't like that this is going to go off at someone, because Barrage would kill Totem at this point. That's not a huge deal, actually. So we're going for the bigger damage on this guy, and Shellbow's going to... Sorry, Fullbutt's going to take a hit. He's down there just because he has the weakest attack, so I don't really mind it going on the less priority enemy. I think this has got to be the play. Damn, that's a lot of damage. That is really nice. This guy actually, he does actually have an attack, I didn't notice that. But it's a pathetic one. So I'm inclined to Berry Blade here, maybe. Or maybe Poison to keep this one ticking over. Either way, I put Demonize on this person, so the next time... Or even... Oh yeah, perhaps I Poison first to put Demonize on, then Berry Blade to finish them off. That works. I'm not worrying about combos here, it's kind of too complicated. I just want to finish the fight. I might put my boss down here in case these guys do trigger after I kill the boss. I think they won't. I think if I kill the boss with an item, they all just run away. Yeah. Ooh, another muncher. Interesting. You know, I'm not averse to another ally prospect. I'd have to cycle someone out. I do like everybody. Yeah, actually all 3 are really good. I'd love to buff Fullbutt somewhere, somehow. So this route, there's a charm and some money for the shop. If I did remove, I'd remove these 2, which is nice. But they're not that much of a problem for me, really. I think getting charms and money is better. This takes a great force of will, because all my instincts just say, chomper, chomper, chomper. Ooh, that I like. think that's going on Fulbert. But I would love something that makes Fulbert spicier, just I want to do more damage. I've got things that do buff damage, it just didn't work out that way on that one. Giving him a crown would help. I mean, that technically makes him spicier. Oh! It makes him spicier, and also... Spice also triggers poison on him. That's actually a good card for us. Hongo's Hammer is fine, but it doesn't really synergize. Enemies are going to be demonized a lot, and that we're not getting benefit there. You know, our cool cards are the ones that hit everybody. This having barrage is a really big deal. So I'm going to get a crown. And I'm probably going to get this. And I might get charge. This, I've had this before and I never use it as much as I think I'm going to. It probably is good, right? It's just, it doesn't really solve any particular problem you're facing most of the time. Especially because none of our guys freeze anyone when they attack. They're just damage. So unless they kill, they don't solve problems by attacking. So even if they happen to be one away from attacking. But yeah, the net benefit of this is pretty high. I think I have enough money to get a charm, so let's get the charm first. Let's see if it affects anything. That's terrible. No, not good now. I'm going to get this. I just have a feeling it's going to be worthwhile for us. Definitely want a crown. With 34 left, the only thing I can afford is Hongos, which I just don't think we want. So, now we have health. And I want it to be on him. He's, you know... I was going to say it's the most important. Probably Damona's the most important. But I want him in the firing line. Is that right? I want to keep shelling him. And that, you know, if that drops to 2, we can't do it anymore. So I think that's the reason to do it. And he can just kind of be our tank at that point. Gain 5 from each kill. I mean, our boss is the best person for that, but you can only have 3 charms. Another thing the game never tells you, by the way, there's a charm limit of 3, but I could not find any mention of that. And so, in this situation, it's a bad idea to put it on this guy, because this guy is going to eventually, you know, there might be something else that increases their effectiveness, which would be much more important. Do we crown Fulbert, or do we crown Damona? Now we have more things that help Fulbert. Maybe it is good for him to be crowned. I do want him, yeah, I want him deployed when we draw Molten Dip, because giving him 2 extra damage is nice. So I think we do that. Crowns you can move around, by the way. I didn't mention that. 5 for each kill. I could put this on like Berry Blade or something. Something that gets kills. I mean, I want to get kills with Fulbert. It might be the case that there's not enough time left in the run for him to max out his charms anyway. I just don't really care about money. Like, I know I should, but it doesn't... The numbers just don't mean anything to me. It's just like, I don't know, when will I get to spend that? Like, what am I going to be offered in the shop? It'll even be stuff I want. Is it going to make a difference between a crown or not? I don't know. It's just all... The maths is too complicated to figure that out. And I definitely don't like sacrificing effectiveness for cash income. I could just put it on one of these guys who just aren't going to have a lot of other competition. I kind of think Berry Blade might be a... Pom Bomb is never really killing things because everything has 5 health at this point in the game. I'm just going to put on Berry Blade. Just to use it up. Oh, I should think about this boss. This boss is really nasty. It's a clunker, so I think it has 8 health. 8 scrap, this type of health. So you just have to hit him 8 times. So damage actually doesn't matter with him. It's just about getting those hits off. It might even be smart for me to... I was wondering about putting the crown on Damona, just like having all of my minions have crowns. to get them started really fast. This will be quite nice for us because there are some healthy enemies in front of the boss. The worst thing about the boss basically is he's behind everybody, so it's really hard to actually get damage on him. Yeah, I don't have a lot of good ways to spec into this. This is going to be important, but you really... Maybe, actually, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the crown off Fulbert, probably. Let's see, which of these actually... No, I think Fulbert's probably better than Shelly for this fight. And I'm going to put it onto this snowy one, because I believe he is vulnerable to snow. I don't think he has snow shield in his initial form, so that'll just take him out of action and let us get set up first. Yeah, no snow defense, but he's going to attack in 3 turns, and he's doing 8 damage to all of these spots. It's random which spots it is, but it's usually hard to avoid, especially if you want to deploy your whole team, which I do. I will do this, and then we do this. Freezing this would be nice too, because smack back means that it hits you when you hit it, and snow stops that. So, we want to get lots of hits off, we want to be efficient about it. I like barrage on these two. This guy's not that worrying to me. The debuff isn't great, but... I also taking down my boss is pretty smart here. These things give me the fear. I'm always... My best unit is going to punch one unexpectedly and get killed. I think I'm going to do this. Poison's nice on clunkers because each tick of it is going to tick that down. This one, do I care about it? Do I freeze them? I can freeze them for 4. I might just do that. I kind of just want to leave me the hell alone. And I can get my boss to trigger now. Do I care whether the boss triggers before this? Not really. This will be nice. Poison on everyone. It's going to kill the thing. Yeah, this is going smooth. That crown choice really, really saved us here. I think I might as well snow even more. Like it doesn't. It still ticks down the thing. I've got to spend a card on something. Okay, Shelly is nice. I wonder if they count as an undamaged enemy. I know that sounds strange, but like I don't know if Scrap has a maximum the same way that health does. So I don't know if that could be considered someone who's lost health. This guy has -1. Oh, it's this fucking thing. I hate these guys. They give all allies +2 and all enemies -1, which, as you'll see, in a lot of my guys, just means they don't do anything anymore. Pom Bomb might be good here. Oh, Shellbow's good here too. This guy I really don't need to worry about. It's wonderful. Don't think I've ever had him be less of a problem. I do wish we had Demona, so Pom Bomb would really pay off. But yeah, hitting this guy and the boss, yeah, this is definitely a good thing. Oh, I could buff all my guys. It's just that next turn, I'm going to really need to do something about these guys. Or this guy. Or both. I think I do this. So they're doing nasty damage right now. If I kill this, then I'm not so worried about their damage, but their debuff is still nasty. They were doing 1 each. I actually could give it to Fulbert because I don't care about his damage very much. So I kill this. These guys go down to 1 each. He gets a huge debuff, but it doesn't really matter because he only does 1 damage at best anyway. That was my phone, sorry. I think I just kill this just with a normal ass hit. I don't think there's any reason to be fancy about this. Okay, that's good. He's going to poison everybody. That's going to kill the boss. He's actually going to kill these two as well. So, Molten Dip or Shellbow? Neither are necessary. Like that, we don't need the extra damage. We don't need full burst poisoning anybody in particular. I sort of think Shellbow. Alright, that was incredibly clean. This is going very well. This doesn't feel like a crazy build, but it just, so far, it just meets all the challenges. So, now we've got to worry a bit more. This guy is only doing 3 damage now, which is a lot more manageable. And actually, the attack pattern's quite favourable for us. It's going to hit himself, and we can't fully avoid damage, but most of us can. He's not attacking this turn anyway, but yeah, he's going to shed his Frost, the debuff, just by attacking here, which is nice. He won't get anything done, but oh, she lost some health. Oh, that was just only started with 4, so it just looks worse than it does on other things. But yeah, here's where stuff like these clunkers get really awkward, because right now we have to take damage on 1 person. If we had that deployed, we'd have to take damage on 2 people. So, and it would die to any damage, so you're in a bit of a bind. So I think we just don't want that on this fight. I do want Demona. Now, he's got health now, so damage matters. We're going to take the hit on our boss. It's not that scary, is it? I could even do the spice right now, so they could just get 2 extra damage in. But I think Demona... No, it's a bad time to deploy Demona. I should do it next turn, because then she won't get hit this time. I think this might be a nice thing to do. Get some poison on the boss. Had a nice bit of breathing room before reinforcements arrive, but here they are. Ugh. Spike Wall and Ice Forge are so nasty. Alright, we don't have a great hand. We've got a lot of snow. Snow sticking Spike Wall is quite good because it counts as a hit and it also freezes it. Getting Demona down is also quite nice. We actually can this time survive with only 1 hit. And at some point hitting Krunker with an item is going to be a big deal. And also just having more counters ticking down is nice to tick down these health. I think... Okay, this is going to be 5 damage on our boss. That's fine. I think it's better to snow stick this. Start working on that. I really want to get rid of this too, because that's why it's 5 damage. Oh, Demona's going to take 3 from this. God. Could we think about this differently? What if we do it this way around? And we could freeze this. Grink will hit first, debuffing Fulbert by 2, but he'll still be on... No, he'll be on 1 then. This is really confusing, right? This, health is health. Shell is a thing that sort of helps with health, right? It's another type of defense. With these, how much damage can this guy take? The answer is 10. It's 5 plus 5. Spice is the thing that increases damage. How much damage does this guy have? It's not 3 plus 2, it's 3. That already takes into account this, but that does not take into account that. And they're just displayed in such a similar way that they mean such different things. So yeah, wait, no, hang on. I'm doing the maths wrong. If I hit this, the problem is the enemies are going to strike, then I'm going to hit this and destroy it. Which is still good, but it does mean this 3 damage is going to hit. The 5 damage is going to hit my boss. I don't think there's any way around that. I think that just is what it is. Oh, destroyed it himself. And then is Fulbert going to get killed? Yeah! Okay, that worked out way better. I didn't notice that he was going to attack his own person in that particular way. So, I sort of wish these targets looked different when on a turn when he's not going to attack, because I often spend ages making sure I'm not standing any of them, then realize, oh, he's not even attacking this turn. I do want to go to another clunker because this hand sucks. I should have got rid of this thing ages ago. So I don't want these guys to all attack a spike wall unless I'm going to destroy it, but I think I would rather have them all just go top of the line. Probably my boss first, because I'm going to try and do something to him that will demonize him. So the 8 is going to count double, and I think it's just Snowstick. Snowstick's useful for spike wall, but so is Storm Globe actually. I just want to get the demonize off. That's juicy. God damn. Oh, the spike wall just died? I saw that it had poison, but was it only on 1 health? I applied more poison to it, but that wouldn't create more poison ticks, would it? 4 damage. Blocks 4 damage. First thing it did was die, then it took 4 damage, and then it blocked 4 damage. Alright, maybe it was on 1, I just didn't notice. Okay. Well, we can redraw for free, so let's do that. He's still on 2, which is nice. I think this is in the bag. And it would be cool to... Let's see, that's on 7. Yeah, we could heal Shelly with our final blow. Just to be nice. I'm still expecting this build to come undone soon. Like, every chapter has nasty things. Ooh, I like this. Just add snow to any attack, including companions. Companion limit and charm limit up. That I like. That I really like, actually. Who have we got on the bench? Oh, just Snoof. But still, it's more like meat to take hits. And if I get another companion choice, that could be really good. I think that's going to be both of those. Card draw +1 is really good too. I think no to those. I've got to take snow, haven't I? I mean, put snow on my boss? That's insane! Oh, actually, no, sorry. I was thinking it would hit everybody, but it won't. Only the poison hits everybody. So maybe it actually belongs... I mean, she'd apply 2 snow because she attacks twice if we do some... if we buff her. But maybe it should be someone who attacks more often? I mean, it could go on Pom Bomb. But that... It wouldn't snow anyone who wasn't damaged because it just doesn't hit them at all. Could put it on Spore Pack, poison them and freeze them. Companion limit, charm limit. I mean, we're actually not in danger of hitting the charm limit just yet, but... Very hard. None of these 3 are like strictly essential. None of them like super charge our build, but all of them are really good. Maybe card draw is better than the companion limit, and if we don't get another companion stop, Snoof is not really worth it. I'd rather have card draw than Snoof, and this snow makes Snoof less relevant, so I think it's these 2. Okay, so this is another boss. I guess the legs get shorter as you go. I can't actually scroll back through this. So do I want a charm or money? Well, I don't know if I'm getting another shop, so it's got to be a charm. And we are sort of generally charm poor, I would say. Smack back. That's big. That's very big. So that means when someone hits our... Whoever has this, they hit back. Probably our boss, right? Because I think when they... So if you have Frenzy, if they're doing double attacks, when they smack back twice. I think they do this as well. Yeah, because that's the whole point of the trigger thing, is it triggers the whole card. So I do 2 poison to everyone every time I'm hit? That's insane! And then I might also want snow on her. Oh, I don't have the companion... Wait, did I get the... No, I didn't get the charm limit increase. Okay, that's still the right call. But if she had snow as well, it would be nice because if, like... If someone who themselves has smackback hits her, she would prevent their smackback when she smacks back. Who gets the snow, then? My gut says Fulbert for some reason. It doesn't help him kill. But... I don't know. I want Fulbert to kill. So I'm going to buff his damage when I can. I won't have a ton of ways of doing that, but I'll be trying to line him up to get kills to finish off weak things. So snow doesn't fit with that, right? These two, their attacks are much of a muchness. I just don't care. Maybe it's Demona because she's more survivable. She's maybe just the better. Although she does more damage, so then by the same logic, maybe the person who does the least damage should have the snow. So at least they have some use. I think that's fine logic, actually. The only other thing I consider is this. Because snowing 3 people at once is very nice. And it's more intentional. Like, I can freely choose who I affect with this. Whereas any unit, you have to consider where they're standing, who's going to attack first, like moving them. You can't always move them freely between rows because putting them in the top row might mean they get hurt or something like that. I'm trying to Spore Pack. I don't normally put like valuable charms on items, but I think it makes sense there. Snowing 3 people is better than snowing 1. Okay, I do need to think about crowns here. Ice crabs have a lot of block. Block it's kind of like scrap. It only cares about instances of damage, not amounts of damage, but it's on top of health. So we want to hit people lots. There are a couple of nasty enemies. I think the worst ones can't be snowed. They have snow armor. This we definitely want, which we've already got. May even want this to try and hit. Oh, poison's going to be great. In fact, the poison barrage might be a good one. And it snows as well. That might be worth crowning in this one. Where are my crowns currently? Oh, on the snow. Yeah, I'm going to take that off. Is that all I've got? Just 2 crowns? Put the other one on this. The poison's going to chip away at their shields. The snow is going to stop them from doing their nasty thing for 1 turn. That's pretty good. Just a question of whether it outweighs... Because Demonize isn't going to help us much this round. I mean, it'll be good, but... Fulbert, nice to tank damage. Nice to get him down early so he can get some buffs. But is this going to be... This is going to be a good card in this fight. I don't know if we necessarily need it urgently right at the start. I think actually, in terms of what you... Huh? Oh, he's already got a crown. I couldn't see it. Okay, well I can do both then. Because these two are not going to be as important. Actually, granting some automatic shell is nice. Because the poison is going to be nice. But that's not going to happen until someone dies. I do think this is worth doing. We do have it on the blaze too, right? Yeah. Oh, we got a lot of crowns. Okay, so yeah, these are the nasty guys. The smoke, the haze that they do to you means your next attack targets one of your friends instead. This would be another one that would be tricky to show a preview of. But again, I think random effects are not worth what they cost you in a game design. I do definitely want you to hit twice. Oh, this actually combos bad with smack back because they'll hit her, make her, you know, a traitor. Then she'll immediately try and smack back, but I think she'll smack her friends. Counterattack after getting a hit. I wish there was a better definition of counterattack because there's some things that trigger on attack, and it's like, is a counterattack an attack, or is it a different thing? Because it's all one word. It's not like a type of attack necessarily. This is going to freeze some people, so I could delay these guys or put poison on these guys. This guy's... I suppose he's not. He's a bit scary. But we can snow him as much as we like, so I think... 1 snow is nice on these guys because that's the most they can take anyway, so it's like you're getting maximum benefit. Again, we drew no minions. I feel like that's happened to us a lot. I suppose we only have 2 more to draw. This is nice too, because no one's been damaged yet, so that wasn't a turn. That crown phase is kind of a special thing. So this, I mean, it's not great against this guy, but getting these both down by 5, this is our only chance to do it, so I think we do that right now. Yeah, we can kill these before they trigger, that's nice. Do I have a good build? Has it actually happened? This is so rare. Yesterday I had one build that was just insane, and it was so fun, and it actually went... I didn't fuck up, and I, you know, miss some keyword and lose the game. So I just kind of got lucky that I didn't make any mistakes, and it was great. But this feels like a sort of solid build. Like it's almost as if I designed it intelligently, which I definitely didn't do. I do want to buff full, but I'd love to get another minion in play first. I actually can't really do that, can I? Because by drawing new cards, I discard this. So maybe I just do it now. And same for Shellbow. Shellbow can poison as well, which is nice. There's actually an argument that we wait for these guys to die before we do that, because we want it on the crab more. But I think, yeah, these guys are not going to attack before they die. It's really all about this guy now. And I can just perma-freeze him. This could be a very chill start. This is not going to be difficult. I do want to Molten Dip, and then I want to tick down my boss. Those are my priorities right now. So I think we do that first. Fullbit will kill. That's really nice because he gets... Oh, no, we won't get Shell because we don't have that person in play yet. I might barrage him anyway. You know, I've only just realized, or only just kind of clocked properly. I think this is applying 3 shell. Of course it doesn't, it applies 5 shell. And so he gets 5 poison out of it, which is huge. I mean, if it goes to him, it'll be huge. If it goes to these guys, it's useless. And yeah, if I do it now, it's... Maybe I just kill this one manually. He kills that one. And then I shell next turn so I know it goes on this guy. And I don't tick down my boss. Or if I tick down my boss, boss kills both of these. No, that's bad because I want Shellboat. I want Fullboat to get the hit. I could still do that by putting him ahead. I don't think it matters, does it? Actually, the poison is really good. Maybe it does matter. Yeah, I think it's better to do that than... Shellbow now has a disadvantage that the poison could get wasted. So... This will go to 1. He will attack first, get a kill. Then she'll come in, kill the other one, and hit this one. And double poison this one. That's beautiful. And now when we poison him, he'll give 5 poison to that thing, which just takes care of it. Damn. And then we can redraw. That's so smooth. Damn it. I swear this game is usually a lot hairier. I don't especially want to summon the enemies yet. There's no attacks that are going to get wasted. Beautiful. Got both our companions. Don't think it matters which one we do first. Oh, it's rejecting that. Really? What's the problem? What is the problem? That's a valid slot. Oh, no, it's not. It's not. I missed that this is the back row. Okay. It does have an X on it, to be fair. But there's no like line between... There's no colouring of them or anything, which I find weird. For such a crucial difference. Okay, they are going to arrive. Quite a nice time to pepper ring everybody. We can't get a kill. This might just be chipping away at this guy, because hitting this one adds shield to enemies. This guy's going to be our biggest threat, because to get to him we've got to go through this person. This person protects people. I've just realised Fullboat didn't get any benefit from that kill because this person wasn't in play. I forgot. It's these passives, you just start thinking of them as part of your build, and it's hard to remember that they're not always in play. Yeah, there's nothing fancy to do with this guy. Triggering this gives some poison popping off, which is nice. I do want her down. Yeah, actually... yeah, in fact, there's no reason to do this now, because buffing his attack doesn't help us. Do I actually put him down here and try and hit this one? Because this is the important one to stop. I mean, actually, if Burster hits Shelly, we just don't really care, right? She only does 1 damage. So they're actually not the biggest threat. So then what's our strategy? Like, how are we dealing with this guy? Because even hitting him with spells, that's still going to happen. I don't really have anything that stops this. I think the best we can do is hit him with our champion, who would kill them in 2 hits, as long as he doesn't protect himself. Which actually he can't. It's an ally, not himself. Okay, so we avoid hitting this guy in the short term. I think we just put Shelly down. And actually, peppering is not so good because poisoning this guy would be bad, but that's only 1 in 3 chance. I think we probably do it. She's going to attack too. I think that's fine. Just let it happen. Should I delay this guy? Should I could chip away at this guy with a some snow. I probably should be optimizing for money since things are going well, but I don't like to assume, you know. Maybe a waste of a demonize there in terms of timing. So now you, I do want you to hit this person. They are going to hit first. Nothing we can really do about that, I don't think. This one is going to hit also. I think actually having them down there is probably good. I feel pretty good about this guy now. He's only got 4 health. Oh, you know what? If I put this down, he's going to demonize himself. Then it only takes 1 hit to kill him. And that may not even trigger that. I'm not quite sure. I think it did. It did add 2 to this guy. Oh, he smacks back, of course. I forgot that. So we got the counterattack for free and then killed through to some others. That's nice. This is going to take care of itself. He had 2 block a minute ago. That's gone now. I think that was 1 from her and 1 from poison. If I re-roll, I could get some snow to stop this goblin escaping, which I think is... Oh, wait, the goblin's going to die anyway. So I shouldn't spend any good cards to do that. I think Filbert will get the credit for this kill, which would be nice. Although actually, where's the poison going to go? I might actually want to bring in more enemies. This is the boss. Wow. This has gone smooth. Alright, this is perfect time for Pom Bomb, isn't it? Filbert's hit is necessary here for the kill. The goblin we're just going to let go. It's just, I'd rather focus on big damage. Oh, okay. I didn't clock that Pom Bomb would kill the person Filbert was going to attack. I probably wouldn't have done that if I'd known that's going to happen. Alright, these guys can't be snowed for very long. I've got quite a bad hand. This is when a chomper would have been nice. I might just re-roll. I don't like... Okay, this guy's 30 health, not that big a deal. 6 block is a big deal. I think we want to kill all these. I'm not seeing a bell, so I think this might be it for reinforcements. So I think we just want to work on these guys. This guy we can delay basically forever, and he's the only one we can delay, so I think just using the... But actually we have to get through him. So there's not that much mileage in doing that. It's actually better to use a snow stick, which is going to chip away at his shield. She still won't do any damage, but we're still making good progress there. She's going to do almost nothing. I wonder... Actually, yeah, I can just start taking out these bursters directly. It takes a little while, but... they're both going to hit now. Shelly can take it, and she'll just be a mild annoyance to us. This 6 damage, our leader can take it, and they'll smack back, which is nice. Won't do a ton of damage, but... Oh, but the poison will hit everybody. Won't take this guy out before he attacks, but it's still good. I could even spend my turn hitting this guy so that he does die from the poison, then we get a combo. And maybe Fulbert should go down here, so that he gets a kill from this. Would he get a kill? Yes, this happens first, poison happens. The poison won't be in effect at that time, so actually probably Raywind gets the kill. So maybe I actually manipulate it so that we do some damage to Crab now to give Fulbert the kill. I think poison is really good. I would like Fulbert to get some kills, get some shell, get some poison. Shelly's going to take 2 hits and go crazy twice. I think it's fine. Like, obviously I could stop this, but I just want poison stuff happening. That's good. That's beautiful. Look at that. 11. They only did 4 poison to people, but that is still good. And now she's going to attack. That's so nice. Smackback is so good. And we can re-roll, which I think we do. Snow's not that useful to us. It's somewhat useful, but it's like you take a turn to delay a turn. It's kind of net nothing. It'd be nice to just keep building up his poison, so when this ticks away, he's got a lot of bad things happening to him. Is there any way... If we hit him directly right now, and Demona hits first, then the second of Raywind's attacks would do health damage, which is worth something to us. I also really like Spore Pack here. And we could put Fulbert in front and... Oh no, I wonder about healing Shelly. She can only gain 2 health, but... I mean, there's just not much threat now, is there? So, possibly the fastest thing to do is just chip away at that health with a snow stick so that it also delays them. The second of these should go through. Yeah, he's screwed now. So this is going to hurt us. Do you know what? Let's just put Shelly away. Why can't I do that? All enemies have hog-headed. This is the opposite of that. That's probably why this boss has that buff. I've never cared about it before because I rarely put anyone back. But just because she's useless in the combat, I don't even need to draw her again. I was thinking about killing her. The worst thing she can do to us is take this out, which doesn't actually matter. Oh! She might die anyway, because if she hits our boss, then they'll smack back. That's actually good for us, because the poison will hit the enemy. I mean, yeah, the poison will hit the enemy, right? I don't know. There's an interesting question here about how smackback works. Whether smackback, when attacking, hit a random ally instead. With smackback, if that's an attack, then it hits a random ally. But then if a hazed ally hits you, you smack back at them, sure. But then apply one to all enemies? Like, are the enemies now... Does it include this person? No, I don't think it does. Yeah, I don't know why I'm umming and ahhing about this. I think maybe it's actually ticking down her. It's the fastest way to victory. Oh, she only attacks once. So 2 of her attacks in total will be hazed, but I forgot she doesn't even attack twice, so it's not a big deal. I think this is going to be good. I don't think it's going to cause me issues, and that's a kill for Fulbert. Pays to have some really weak heroes. Okay, so we're coming towards the end boss. And, if you don't know already, one of the unique things about Wildfrost, the first thing I heard about it that caught my eye, is that, let's check if this is actually true. Yes. The final boss of the game is the last team you won with. So this is a team I won the game with before. And all the horrible bullshit that you set up to win the game with is now something you've got to face. They do make some tweaks, like these guys have way more health than I had at the time. And some of their abilities wouldn't make sense for an enemy. Like things like drawing a card doesn't really make sense for the enemy doesn't have cards. So they reword some of these things when they become an enemy. But it does, it's not just a kind of theming. These really are pretty close to what I was using. Fucking Foxy, every 2 turns is going to attack 3 times, applying snow each time. That's horrible. And both of these guys have smack back, so we're going to need a ton of slow. This person does additional damage equal to shell. He has 20 shell. He's going to do 22 damage. They're all awful. It's a really fun idea. When I heard about it, I was like, how do they write AI for that? And then it's not really, it doesn't get all these cards to play against you because the enemy doesn't play cards, right? It's just minions. So the minions are already kind of on autopilot, right? So it doesn't really need special AI for it. It's more about just what are the equivalents of this. Like this one, if Demona's on your team when you win, I think the flipped version of this would be different because when an enemy hits Sorry, they wouldn't hit you with any items, so it wouldn't benefit them. I think it probably just does something like when I'm hit, I apply Demonize to people. Okay, there's a chomper. That's nice. And a shop, we've got a good amount of money, so it's probably going to be this. And we should think about snow. We've got a lot of snow already, so I think I won't chomp any snow. This is, like, generally a good card. We'll probably want a crown, because we're going to need to get a lot done early on. I don't think this is essential for us. It's quite slow. Oh, holy shit. So that's something we already do, inherently. Maybe I just get charms. I could get some really good charms here. We have some weak guys, but that's what Shellbow is for. I mean, we can't hit everyone with Shellbow, and that is also quite slow. But I just don't see myself taking a turn to buff somebody and going from like 4 to 8. The enemy's doing 22 damage. It's like, it's not going to move the needle. 3 and kill. I'm thinking Fulbert for this, because, yes, because he gets extra benefit from these things. I think that's really good. I won't do it till we're done shopping, but I think we should buy more charms. This is a nice one. It's sort of long term though. Ah, times 1 and aimless. I have an idea for this. There's a little trick I like to do with that combination. I could buy another berry blade. I don't think I need to. I am going to get rid of these two, but then part of the reason I'm doing that is to try and make my companions come up sooner. I have not really... This has helped us a little bit, but it does not feel like a super high value thing. I think we leave it there. And Chomper... Muncher, sorry. Wait, there is another one I want to remove. I want to remove this one. And because this, at least, you can hit someone with it and cause Demonize, which is not nothing. But certainly I'll get rid of the ones I can. Keep all the snow we can. And now, this might be one. So I think I'll just add this to him. Just makes sense. He's not going to get a ton of kills, but when he does, they'll really count. This thing, times 1 and aimless. So putting this on my companions is pretty bad. Aimless means they hit someone in the right row, but we don't know which one. That's really bad when people have smack back and stuff. Like, you need to know who you're going to hit. But there's a little trick with this, because we have Blaze Tea. Blaze Tea gives our leader a frenzy, and it delays them a bit. We're fine with that. If we put times 1 and aimless on this, then this applies twice, but it's aimless. That's fine, because at the start of the game we could just put a leader on a row on their own, and then it can only hit them. So we can actually get the best of both worlds here. And our leader's going to hit 3 times and smack back. It's going to be insane. I almost wonder if I should have put that on the leader. Oh, I couldn't have done anyway because they're full. But yeah, what the leader has is really good. Like, I don't regret any of these, really. The damage buff probably, you know, if I had one of these Acorn Charms spare, I'd probably take that instead of the damage buff. But then it does mean they kill a lot. Like, that's how they're getting shit done. So we are going to want snow. Let me re-examine the enemy team. How many of them have snow shield? Only the boss. So this guy can just 10 snow on him. We just don't need to worry about him. In fact, I think this guy probably is the 10 snow, because we need to hit him a lot of times, and I don't want him to smack back. Poison's going to be great here, which is nice. Oh god, I hope the Ice Forge doesn't come up right away. And this guy's awful. Gives all of his friends double attacks. No thanks. But I think at first it'll be like these 3, maybe those 4. And these guys come along later. So speed is of the essence. So this guy is going to be the worst, because when hit, he gains Spice. So it buffs his next attack. He's got Smack Back and he's got Snow Shield. So, yeah, we can snow him, but we have to snow him on the turn he gets hit every time. He only attacks very rarely, that's nice. I don't think my leader did have a counter of 6. I think they might have modified that. Because that's very slow. I would avoid that at all costs if I could. And they do snow to us. They really can't afford to get hit by this guy. Oof. But yeah, we can snow them. Might be nice to have that poison barrage. Every time the poison ticks down with this guy is going to keep getting spice. I hate that. But we just have to stop this guy hitting us, basically. I think we probably use our clunker as like a shield at some point. It's going to be rough. But I'm pretty proud of, like, we got this far with just no major problems. There just weren't any truly scary fights. Felt really under control. So these are going to be our friends. This poison thing is going to be our best friend. That's so nice for preventing smackback. It is currently crowned. Do we want to keep it crowned? We've got another crown, so we're going to Fulbert. Demona might be a good one to have early because this like passive ticking poison is not really our asset here. Demonize doubles our damage. We want double damage. In fact, this is kind of an abstract thought, but I wish I had a thing that hits all enemies and does 0 damage. Because it would demonize them all. Then I could do Pom Bomb to them all. And because they haven't lost any health yet, it would do 10 damage to everybody. Pom Bomb might be a good opening move. Thing is, they have so much health that it's a bit... That's a drop in the ocean. What we need is scaling. So that's... Blaze Tea is definitely going to be a big deal for us. We want Molten Dip as early as possible. Doing that on these 3 would be great. And I'll have these 3 have crowns, so they'll be there when we do draw Molten Dip. Maybe we put the crown on Molten Dip even. I also want Shellbow pretty early, but that's less important. Mostly we're going to be trying not to get hit. Do we take a Snow Cake? I think maybe we do. Poison does kind of scale. If Fulbert and Raywind are getting some poison off and this is already in place, it can kind of stack up. I don't think we have enough velocity there. I don't think we can build it up fast enough that it won't just wear off. Which means... Yeah, I think we want a crown on this instead of the poison. I haven't decided who it's going to go on yet exactly, but this is bound to be worthwhile, I think. Alright. I am worried. I think about half the runs that I lose, I've just missed the word barrage on someone, or I've missed a ×3, or I've missed that, like, this thing is going to buff his attack before he attacks, and then the ×3 is going to be crazy. So, this is going to trigger twice, so we get ×3 on a hero. It does mean he's slower, so the slowness also gets increased, but it's worth it, like, especially because he has smackback, so a lot of his attacks are going to be just from... Oh, I just realized this fucker deals extra damage based on his health, so if he does 30 damage, this guy does 22 damage. This guy only does 1, but he freezes 3 times. It's all bad. There's no one acceptable. I think maybe we actually freeze Foxy, because... No, maybe we freeze Gojira. Because we need to get to Foxy. I don't know how we're going to take this. Like, who's going to take 3? Oh, maybe Fulbert. Because the only reason I like Fulbert to attack is I want him to get kills so that he can get shell, so that he can get poison. It's quite a slow, random route to damage. And he's got some health on him. So he could just be our tank for taking snow. But then Shelly is actually the better recipient for that. It's just that she doesn't have a lot of health. Just 4 health. If we can shell her first. Ah, it's a tough decision. So definitely not the boss. This guy is kind of scarier. This guy does attack sometimes. In fact, yeah, I keep forgetting that when he attacks, he will still do the 20 extra damage. It's not... Oh, this guy doesn't have smackback. He's the only one who doesn't. Oh, it's tough. Because stopping counters seems good. Like, what are we going to do when this guy attacks? Who's going to take that hit? No one can take that hit. This guy will never attack unless we attack him. That's really the sum of it. Which actually weirdly makes me want to snow Foxy, because then we can just forget about that whole row. And if we chip this guy down, he stops being scary. Maybe that's it. We just don't attack this row. That might be it. That's the best idea I've had. Okay, we got Barrage. I like that. Oh, we got both of these. That's great. And the first thing we're going to have to worry about is this guy. We can snow him. And... yeah, what is this doing for us? It's going to do 5 poison to somebody. Which is nice. It's going to toughen us up, which is nice. Sunrod would be very nice. How are we going to hit this guy before he hits us? We're going to have to snow stick. At least once. If all I do right now is snow stick and then Sunrod, then he'll be on essentially 4 next round, and we'll be on down to 4, down to 3. So that actually works. I think that's probably our play. There's obviously loads more I want to do. I want to put Shelly down, but then since I don't even want to attack the top row yet, maybe we don't need Shelly yet. I like the Demonize there. Is this going to go down as much as I think? No, she's still behind these guys, but she's ahead of him. So this guy is now kind of neutralized. It's a real shame we're going to use up the Demonize. But yes, this is good. This is really good. So we've got some time now. I could barrage these guys, get everybody's attack up. That would be good to do before Raywind attacks, because that's going to be the real big hit. And then next turn I could hit this guy with something so that he's demonized again when the 6 hits. That makes sense to me. You could overthink every turn forever in this game, so it pays to... Once you've got a good idea, it just like feels good, just go with it. Alright. I mean, this is going to be 18. He's got 23 health right now. Certainly if I demonize him, he dies. We're actually going to have to worry about this, because if he dies too fast, one of my hits goes through to Newbor. Newbor's going to hit back and freeze me. It's actually not too bad health-wise. But let me see. If this guy had... he's got 23. If he had 21 and he's demonized, then the first hit does 12. He's now got 9. The second hit... Yeah, it takes all 3 hits to kill him still, so that's good. And I could freeze just to... No, I'd rather keep this freeze, actually. Let's try this. Yeah, I did the maths right. Ah, poison on lots of people. That's good. Alright, we're in good shape. This is not scary yet. I think I'm going to shellbow us and then freeze this guy. Freezing this guy increases the damage he'll do, and it delays him hitting us. When he hits... it really sucks. Because the smackback is so powerful in Droidwind, but the snow means it won't actually go off. Same with Foxy. Smackback is not going to help with them. So what's the answer there? Like when they attack Raywind and do 1 snow, I don't really mind about that, because we can use Sunrod to compensate for it a bit. It's just such a shame that the smackback won't trigger. I don't think there's any way to get around that though. Like I say, there is a mechanic in this game called Oil that can remove these things, and I would love to have some of that right now. We probably want to do Shellbow, right? The poison is nice, protecting our boss is nice. I still don't want to put Shelly down because this whole row, I just want to leave it alone. Until, like, we need to focus our snow on this guy, I think. Yeah, I don't know. This does feel pretty strong though. I can redraw it anytime. I should be thinking about what else. I've got that poison barrage thing. That would be nice. Oh god, these have showed up now. Oh my god, he's got 4. Oh god. And he's gonna snow. I'm always tempted to like put Shelly down and just have her die, but it doesn't help that much because when I do attack her, my first hit is gonna freeze me. It's almost like I don't want Raywin to attack Newball. This person's slowly losing their health, so they're getting less and less scary. We might end up being able to attack this row before we can actually deal with this. I really want to get rid of this. I hate this. Me freezing her doesn't help that much. It only delays... It postpones it to next turn instead of this turn. And... and it gives her some spice, which I don't want to happen. I really want to get rid of this. That's my biggest priority, actually. Spore Pack would be nice for that. So this is just going to go through and it's going to freeze her and it's going to suck. I wonder, I could move these guys up here. I could manually freeze Gojira and let them lay into him. Because them hitting this person... Oh wait, yeah, if they hit this person and I don't freeze this person, they're going to smack back these and freeze them. That cannot be allowed to happen. I can freeze her, but then it's a lot of little hits that are just going to keep giving her spice, which I don't really want to happen. So I think we actually do this. I think we freeze Gojira and we start working on this row, which actually means we kind of do want Shelly down at some point, but it's not the priority right now. Oh, I should have done that all the way around to maximize the demonize. Got to maximize the demonize in this game. Okay, so that snow wore off right away, is that right? Newball hits Raywin, buys 1 snow, and I guess just snow wears off at the end of the turn, so her counter would have been lower, but it's not a huge deal. I have 1 turn of breathing space here, so I think I put down Shelly. All these little attacks. I mean, Gojira's done for now. This is good. We can chew through all of this. There's still going to be more. Two enemies arriving in 4 turns. Oh, I hate that. It's going to be the boar that makes everyone attack twice. Is Shelly actually going to make a difference in this fight? The main, I hate to say it, but the main thing I keep thinking is she can just take a hit. Pom Bomb, not very useful right now. I mean, it would hurt this and him, so that's fine. This is very good. I like that a lot. Is redrawing better than deploying Shelly? She's going to be this little one, like, when that is about to pop off, where do I send it? Like, I mean, once this guy's gone, we'll have a clear row, actually, for attacks to go through. But the 1 doesn't help us. Does the 3 shell help us? Not really. She's really just meat to get hit. But then I think we need all of that we can get, don't we? I'm going to deploy her. Nothing else that makes the next decision simple, which is I've now got to draw no cards. He's going to hit everyone. I don't really care. I think she's not hurt anyway, basically. And these guys, he's poisoned, so he's going to go down soon. We've got the time we need to kill these guys. We do have to remember I can't hit this guy without freezing him first. I could actually... How much health have I lost? I've lost 4, so I could put her up there, hit him with this, and gain the health back. Then he can't get healed, and it's just Foxy. It's kind of appealing. She attacks so rarely, and if we don't hit her... Like, she's not that scary, really, if we just focus on everything else. I'm not sure how long we can do that, but I think I like this idea. Does it make sense to heal her rather than anything else? I think it does, because anyone who doesn't... Oh, she will actually take 4 damage from this guy, but then she will strike back. Oh, wow! She'll strike back and she'll poison everyone. Which I very much want. So these guys who attack us and freeze us, you can't smack them back directly. But if you just get smack back to trigger from other people, it's actually good. Like, the health loss is not great, but we're about to heal for 4 anyway. And the poison we trigger here is going to kill this thing eventually. Oh, it's 3, of course. I forgot it was 3. That's great. Oh, that killed him. Great. Okay, now, everyone's attacking all at once. That's fine. Let's all just gang up on this guy. It's going to be 1 and 2, so it's not even going to kill him, which is pathetic. But if we take this out, that changes quite a lot. I actually don't... I'm fine with him not killing him. He's going to die before he attacks us. The important thing is that we wouldn't want anybody to kill him too soon and then go through and hit this guy, because he's not frozen. I can freeze him, but I don't think now is the time. I could manually kill this, but I don't... Again, I don't... That would be 4, 3, and 1, which actually is his health. So maybe it's fine, but it doesn't need to happen. Yeah, the poison... He's going to take 3 damage, 5 damage total. He'll be on 3 health with 1 poison. We will need to do something else to kill him, I guess, but I'm not worried about it. I don't know, maybe I should just take this out now. Putting them totem with goat might be a good thing to do. Yeah, I don't think we need to worry about this. He's still going to be frozen for a little while. Even when he's unfrozen, he's got another turn before he does anything. Why did she trigger then? Oh, she healed? Oh, she heals when she kills. So actually healing her is not that important. I would love to have Shellbow back right now. I want some health. They're on 3. We don't really have a plan to kill this person. Like, I don't really know what is going to do the damage. I mean, poison over time is really good. Because I don't think poison has been triggering this spice. That's when hit, not when you take damage. So poison will ultimately do for her. Although she lost 5 health. It's not a lot of poison. But this is not good for that, because this does hit her. That little +1 card actually would have been kind of nice to just keep buffing ourselves. But really we want Shellbow. I'm thinking about just redrawing right now. None of these cards do that much for me. I could kill Foxy, I guess. They're going to be problems soonish. But I still have to spend the redraw. Actually, if I kill Foxy, reinforcements will come in. There might be a good opportunity to use this then. So maybe I do that. Yeah, she got healed for that because that was her poison. That's really complicated. Like, I wonder how they track that. Like, if someone has, like, 7 poisons, some of it came from her, some of it came from Fulbert. Like, which bit of the poison killed them? Like, okay, this is 6 damage. Oh, I hate this. I hate this. But, hang on. We can actually hit him with this. And then finish him off with something else. Maybe even Spore Pack? Spore Packs? No, hang on. Gotta think about this. She can kill this guy, no problem. And that's safe to do. If I don't do that, I really need to freeze Newbor. Because the Smack Pack would be brutal. Freezing Newbor gives her some spice, but not a huge deal. It will also demonize her, so she takes more damage, so that's kind of nice. But my general philosophy, there's no Bell anymore. So if we just deal with these 2 guys, then we've got all the time in the world to figure out how to do this tactically. So I think I'm more on the side of killing this guy. And, oh, there's a problem here. I was doing that to get Pom Bomb off, because I really like how fast that would get us to kill Rockhog. But if I do that, this guy will be down to 11. First 2 hits kills him. In fact, the first 1 hit kills him because he'll be demonized. And then it's straight through to this guy who is not frozen right now. So that doesn't work. If I do nothing, if I spend a different thing, maybe even Peppering? Yeah, Peppering... Oh no, that would send a hit through. Storm Globe on someone else. I got nothing of use. I guess I just re-roll. What can I draw? Shellbow, which is nice. Right after this, I want to do this. But right now, I don't think it makes any sense. We are going to hit a problem actually soon where these guys won't have anyone to hit except the boss. That's worrying. I don't want these guys hitting the boss. They don't do enough damage for it to be worth it. I mean, up until... Once this guy's alone... I mean, okay, we've got to think about this a bit more seriously. They're going to hit twice. So if we hit them and then they hit us, it's a crazy... Even ignoring the damage, it's going to snow us twice, which is awful. So this really... We really got to stop this guy attacking somehow and or kill this guy soon. I kind of wonder about... If I freeze her, she hits her 3 times. It's going to create a lot of spice. And they're still going to attack pretty soon. Probably before we can kill this, which means they're going to attack twice. I think... Temporarily increases attack. Clears after triggering. It's not clear to me... Oh, maybe it is clear. I think spice only affects the first of her attacks. So that's actually not so crazy. But again, the snow really makes it awkward. Last time we just tanked the hit and it was kind of fine. But that was when it was 1 hit. I really, really want to get rid of this guy and I just can't see how to do it. I could do 5 damage to him, but the only way to do that involves my champion taking smack back from this character, which just is going to be unacceptable. I can poison this row. That freezes her. It does some damage to this guy. She'll get a bunch of spice, but we just probably have to deal with that. Or I put her up there, I let this happen, and I just skip my turn. But then this is still coming. But if it's only 2 damage and 2 snow, sorry, 4 damage and 2 snow total, one of these guys can just take that. Alright, that's what I do. So weird just not play any cards. Like, playing any of those cards would also have let me draw for free. But all of them had a downside. Alright, so this is going to be 4 damage, 2 snow. Fullbook can take that. I've got Shellbow now, so... Oh, wait. Bigger problem. All these guys are going to attack. There's nothing for them to attack, except her. Do we, like, are we in a position to, like, perma-snow her? We're not, because anytime we have to redraw, we have to skip a turn, she will be attacking that turn, because we can't snow her for 2. I do kind of wish we had Snoof, maybe? We can endure this. We just can't... We can't afford to attack her. Pulling people back into your deck is a free action. I could pull everyone back, but then I can't buff them. I suppose I pull everyone back and then I Berry Blade the Rock Hog? And my boss takes this? I don't want my boss to take this. But whoever else does it will have to take it twice. Oh wait, if I kill the Rock Hog, then they only have to take it once. But they will also attack and then they'll take it again. But since I've already calculated Fulbert can afford to take it twice, maybe I pull back everyone except Fulbert, kill the Rock Hog, then the attack triggers, Fulbert attacks... Fulbert doesn't attack back because he'll be snowed by that point, which is actually a good thing. Okay, that's what I do. Bloody hell. I'm playing chess with myself, basically. Like, this is my fucking character. I don't remember making it. It was a long time ago. But this is it, right? It's just going to be 2 and 1. And it does need to be 4 damage, even though he had 2 poison, because I can't wait for the poison to hit. That was great. He's back on 6 now. Letting this guy attack is like just trying not to annoy him too much. There's no more reinforcements coming. What I want to do now is build up a ton of toughness, because he's not scaling. He doesn't get better over time. He only gets better if we hit him. And even then, it's only a temporary improvement. So, do I pull fullback back as well? And I just buff my hero? Because the 3 damage he's doing is just nothing. It just doesn't matter. Actually, the lack of allies might even be bad for us, because we don't have a way of triggering smack back, and everything has to be a direct hit. Gonna do this. Bring her down. Doesn't really matter where she is, but gotta be on the same. Can't be on the same row as Totem. And then we do this. That poison is now gone. How do we get poison on her now? We have to hit her, don't we? We have all these little ways of delaying her, but each one is a hit. And so Spice isn't scary with 1 hit, but if we keep stacking it up, it gets scary. I almost wonder if we just rely on her. We just tick her down. We obviously freeze New Boar before she attacks each time, so she doesn't get the smack back. But then by the time she does attack, she'll be doing a big hit. And maybe we can draw an ally and just use them to block. I can also do this Spice. No, so I have to Snow now, which is good because it will demonize her too. But this is going to build up a lot of Spice. It's going to be 4 times 2, which is 8. Oh, that's a lot of damage though, Jesus. We've only got to do that a couple of times. So actually I just want to keep drawing the sun thingy. And Totem of the Goat will take the next hit. Okay, this is going to be fine. We can do it. By the way, this isn't the end of the fight. I'm so sorry, but this is only phase 1. Phase 2 should be easier, I think. I think we're better set up for phase 2. Phase 1. It's just all this smackback is so hard to deal with. You've got to just... You're walking on broken glass. Do I just keep redrawing till I get Sunrod? I think I probably do. And we could put these guys back. It's just that they... No, they're going to attack before she does, and I don't want that to happen. This feels very weird. Just throwing away cards. Sunrod and Shellbow are back. I like both of those. We're going to have to take a hit at some point. Yeah, we're actually going to be just behind the pace of this. That's okay, actually. Same turn is okay, because we'll freeze her on that turn. Then we get the attack and she doesn't. And that might be it. This was much quicker. So, like, the 60 health really flew by. So not this turn. I need to do something else, which probably should be Shellbow. It would be safe to deploy my friend here. Maybe I do that. I can take a hit. That's better than a few extra shell. Doesn't matter that they're in the way, right? This person's not going to attack this turn. We're just going to freeze them. And that should be game. Well, not game, but this phase over. Jesus Christ, thank you for bearing with me during that. That took a lot of caution, because I've just been burned by this game so many times. You overlook one little thing and your game's just over. Alright, so now we got this guy who has 999 health, but he loses half his health every time an ally is killed. But he also gains some attack, which is not a huge deal. Does he attack every 2? Okay, that is quite a big deal. So our whole strategy is going to be different now, I expect. Certainly, I would love to be doing some... Oh, look. Pom Bomb. Perfect time for Pom Bomb. It would almost kill this guy because it's going to demonize them too. Yeah, there's other stuff I'd like to do, but Pom Bomb, got to do it before they get injured. That's so nice. And, okay. 1, 1, 2... I'm wondering about letting... if we shellbow her, she can take that, right? I don't want these to apply to my boss. On the other hand, my boss hits back pretty fucking hard. So, what if I put my boss up front and I just killed one of these guys? So that it's a case of... He'll get more damage, but that's okay. The boss is very tough right now. So that she does take the -2, but I think... Again, like Spice, I think that clears after triggering. I mean, it does clear after triggering. Like the first trigger, I think, will clear it. So she'll only be debuffed for her first attack. Admittedly, probably the most important one because of Demonize, but... No one's Demonized, because that ally is in my pocket right now. Okay. I still want to do the same plan, I think. Just get a lot of smackback going on, just start killing things. There is a bit of maths trickery to think about. What the fuck is happening? Oh, all the poison to all enemies, of course. There were so many weak enemies. Okay, wow, I had a better idea than I thought. Yeah, the maths trick... Oh, well, it's irrelevant now, but I was going to say, her actually hitting him when he's on 999 health isn't that big a deal. And you might think, well, he's got a lot of health now, but sure, it all counts, right? Well, it counts a lot less before it's halved, because they lose half their current HP. So they are... If you hit them early, the damage you're hitting them for is reducing the amount by which their health is reduced. I don't know if that's really complicated or really simple, but that is how it works. I kind of want to shellbow my guys. I don't really want to put this away without using it. This has been a piece of piss, frankly. The game is easy. It's a lot of damage. I'm inclined to just let someone take it. I guess we did lose that clunker at some point. I didn't even notice it happening. I'm fine with sacrificing somebody. 12 damage is... I mean, I don't have to, do I? My boss can just take it. Just be a hero. And Demona would be a good one to have, because this is still a fair amount of health to get through. I do want it to... do want to be able to demonize. And this is going to trigger Smackback anyway. Which actually... might be the end of it, right? At most it could be 12 plus just 24, so no. If I hit them with something first... Yeah, they'd be on 27. So it wouldn't be the end of it, but I mean, it's pretty damn close. I think it would be soon to be the end of it. And they would take... No. I'm going to try this. There's no way that 12 damage... It's one attack, 12 damage. There's no way that can kill my boss, right? Oh, poison! I forgot about the poison. Huh, okay. Huh. I thought it'd be closer than that. I thought it was going to be like within 3 health points, and I forgot about the poison, so I should have been wrong in a way that means he dies. But anyway, it's fine. He's going to die. Final blow. Just a snow stick, why not? Leave him paralyzed as he dies. Alright, now the bad news is this really powerful team I've just made is going to be horrible to fight against. Apply 1 poison to all enemies. Hang on. She doesn't keep the ×3, does she? Because that's something I did during the fight. That's not like a charm she has. I don't think she will. I think we're just seeing... It's more of a cinematic than a explainer. After we finish this, it will show us the actual team we'll face. Yeah, I haven't played on desktop a lot, so I did a lot of things there that I haven't done before. Recalling 3 companions, I wouldn't be surprised if I've never done that on iPad either. So now it should show us... not this is something about cosmetics. Here we go. So no, she doesn't have ×3 on that, that's good. And she has a 5 timer, which is... That's more than we had, right? We had a 4, I think? Oh no, oh interesting. We actually did have a 5, but only because we buffed her. I wonder if it took the worst of both worlds. I have... Yeah, in that last fight, I also thought that the champion's ticker had been increased. This guy's not a problem. So that's different to what Shelley did for us, right? Yeah, that's more generically useful. When an enemy is... Wait, that can't be right. Oh! Do you know what? I guess that does still make sense. Because if I want to do stuff to my team, it's going to demonize them. That's interesting. You can definitely play around that. That's not too hard to deal with, I don't think. I mean, it would suck for Shellbow, but... that's cool, actually. Makes sense. They're not going to use items on me, but I'm going to use items on me. This might not be the worst, actually. The smackback is nasty, but the 5 ticker just makes it a bit more manageable. 78 health, though. Jesus Christ. There must be some algorithm for that, because it was only 60 last time, wasn't it? Well, that was a fun run, but believe me, sometimes... well, in fact, my whole point is that anytime anytime I do lose a run, it is always some fucking bullshit I just didn't read. I just, like... And it's not unfair, exactly. There are a few times when I think the order of which things are executed and the way it adjudicates, rules that overlap feels unfair, but... or just impossible to know in advance. But for the most part, I'm getting killed by things that are written on the cards. It's just that the amount of diligence you have to, express in order to fully model exactly what's going to happen in your head, sometimes it's so complicated. And what fascinates me about this game is that, like, in the abstract, that's a thing I like, right? If you've read some things I've written about emergent games and about Spelunky, like, that thing where you have a mental model in your head of how the game's going to work, and then something happens in the game that you didn't expect because your model was imperfect, but which does make sense because of the rules of the game. In emergent games, that's a, like, laugh out loud moment. It's really fun, and sometimes it creates a scary situation you have to find your way out of. Sometimes it kills you, and it's just hilarious. I think the issue is here. It's all just rules. It's just rules written on cards. So there isn't that slapstick element to it. In something like Deus Ex or Spelunky, there's shopkeepers bouncing around, firing shotguns, killing themselves, killing their friends. It's got this, like, inherent comedy to it. And although you do get immersed in a run of Spelunky, you could sort of learn to be a bit detached about it. Like, you're always just going to die to some... You always could die to some crazy thing happening. And the game has a sort of spirit of fun about that. Here, in a roguelike deck builder in general, they're very cerebral games. They're very slow. You consider every action. You had all the time in the world to do it. And so when it goes wrong, it's always because I just couldn't be bothered to take the extra time to read it all. Like, and that sounds like I'm criticizing myself, but I'm not. I'm flawless and the game's wrong. What I mean is, it's just boring to spend that much time. I could have prevented this by reading all the rules more carefully, but it just would have been boring. Because I have to do that every turn. Every turn is every play of a card is a turn. So every single time I play any card in this entire game, I have to reread every single card's rules, make sure my mental model is perfect of them. That's the way to succeed. Like, the way for me to get better at this game is just to do a lot of boring reading, rereading, checking my work, as if I'm taking, like, a final exam, which is not an experience I want to have in my breaks. Like, I want to just kind of settle into the groove of a thing and get a sense for it and just play it on instinct. And, I do that in Slay the Spire, and I do it in Monster Train, and every now and then it does trip me up. Sometimes I will miss something and just not think something through and realize, oh, damn, I messed that up. But it's 1 in 100 times, whereas Wildfrost, when I fail, and I realize I failed to give you an example of failing, when I fail, it's always one of those things. It's always a diligence issue. That's it. It's always a diligence issue. And diligence... in a real-time emergent game, Deus Ex, Spelunky and stuff, your lack of diligence is kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing. Like, in the heat of the moment, I forgot this would happen. And the rules aren't that complicated. There isn't a huge amount of text to read about the rules. There isn't a lot of just, arbitrary things that you have to memorize and model. It's more like the rules are not that complicated, but you have to think about them as you go, in real time. And sometimes you miss something there. When you miss something in that way, it's funnier, it's sillier, it's easier to take it in your stride and just be like, oh my god, of course that was going to happen. I guess that's the other thing, is of course, as soon as you see the thing happen in an emergent game, of course that would happen. I know that rule. Whereas here, it's like, wait, what? That guy had barrage? I didn't see he had barrage. That's a very different kind of surprise. It's a much less fun kind of surprise. Anyway, all of this is to say, Wildfrost is like, I'm obsessed with it in a way because it has so much that's good about it. It's like it's so good at presentation. It feels so good to play. Everything is so juicy. The styling of all the mechanics is really fun and colourful. I love the art on the cards, the theming of the cards. They all feel really flavourful. It's doing inventive, creative stuff with like all throughout the game in ways that make sense. Like, although I have my issues with the exact like tuning of the mechanics and the things I've mentioned, the rest of the stuff they do that's innovative and new works and is really cool and is exciting. Whereas I can think of other games, I won't name them, but some other games reinvent the wheel on every axis, and like 9 times out of 10 it's just worse than the normal way people do things. And you think like, why can't you just be normal? Like just stick to the one thing you're good at and do everything else the normal way. This game actually, every time it takes a swing, something interesting comes of it, and it's frustrating because its only flaw feels preventable. I know it's not trivial to show a preview of what would happen. There's a lot of simulation that have to happen behind the scenes, and randomization creates a lot of issues with that. But like I say, if it was me, I just wouldn't have the random stuff. And if you are going to have the random stuff, there's still ways from a UI point of view you can represent it. It would require a lot more simulation and stuff that would be complicated on the back end. But I think there's ways to do that. And that how like the number of turns where you are doing random things isn't that high, I feel like, and just having that extra thing, extra confirmation step would be good. I also think I mentioned it briefly. I said I would love for this to have a persistent health bar. Like losing your leader is how you lose the game. That's the only way you lose the game, and you always lose the game when it happens instantly. And your leader, some of those leaders have like 6 health, like sometimes less, and that can be lost so easily in this game. It can be lost so easily to a slight mistake. So that makes it really fragile. Problem with that is that to make the game difficult, you have to catch someone out from full health. Like, no matter how late in the game it is, I'm starting each fight with full health. I have a full health leader. So the only way you can make the game hard is to make it tricksy enough and mean enough and nasty enough and vicious enough that I can go from full health to nothing suddenly, which feels bad. If you have a persistent health bar, there's room for the player to fall behind the curve a bit and take a bit of chip damage and like realize, oh, that was a rough fight. Like, my build is not working. I need to do something about this. I have some warning now. I see what the problem with my deck is. And now I can spec into something better and find a way to fix that problem. And sometimes you don't. Sometimes you eventually die. But that's a better experience because you knew it was coming. You saw your deck fail in slow motion. You get to see, this is a problem. Can I fix it this way? Oh no, that didn't work for this reason. And it's not a great experience, but at the end of it, you know why you died. It feels justified. Whereas when it's sudden, it's always out of the blue, and that makes it feel unjust a lot of the time. And then the other thing I want to say is, like, the other way you could address this is that this all comes about because the tuning of the mechanics is so tricksy. It's full of like devilish little tricks. It's like these things like, when this happens, this is going to happen, all these different things triggering each other. And it can lead to glorious, fun builds that themselves trigger things in complicated ways, and it pays off. But when you're already on that knife edge, making it so that it's so hard you saw dozens of times in that run, even though I survived, there were so many times when the way a turn played out was very different to what I imagined because I failed to fully mentally model some of these things. Because they're complicated. They're all triggering, they're all stacked on top of each other. There's 6 units going on. 12 units potentially at one time. All of whom are going to interact, all of whom are going to trigger in turn order, which really, really matters. And that's a choice they've made. They like this stuff to be hard. It's obviously like a taste of the designers of this game. They want that stuff to be complicated and nitty-gritty and interesting, which is cool. And I kind of like that in theory, but I just need a bit of a buffer. I just need it to not be life or death for me to have a perfect model of this. Because again, in an emergent game in other genres, having an imperfect model and then seeing something that is not what you expected but does make sense is a great pleasure of games. It's just that when it's your death, it's a lot less fun.